Yeah, what's good, yo? Welcome to another episode of Real Talk, where as always, the shit's real, we talk about it. I'm your host for tonight, Pat Scorpion, the New England representative, and as always, I got my man with me. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
Yo, what it do is Shuttleworth the God, aka the GOAT artist, LB, Lauderdale boss. You know what time it is, ringgangradio.com in the building.
Yes, sir. Ring gang in the house forever and always. And as always, I got my other man with me. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
What's good, y'all? You already know who this is. Your boy King P, Bodega Boxing in the building. Ring Gang Radio, let's go.
Hey, Bodega P, straight from the sewer. As always, he's taking a little break, or he's actually just finished fighting crime, fighting, big rats and and niggas in pajamas and shit like that. As always, we salute you for your service.
The fuck?
Hey, this is New York, man. You see a whole bunch of crazies.
I don't know. They neck and neck with Florida, so
I
think we won the crazy battle.
No, I haven't seen Florida crazy in about 10 years, give or take. And Florida was.
Nigga, you got people carving Trump on manatees down here.
Oh yeah, I heard about that wild shit. Yeah.
Oh, yo, that's like you gotta be so fucked up to do some shit like that.
Yeah, I don't know, man. All the fuckery I'm dealing with. It's like, man, some of these niggas will put me. I'm fighting with these rat ass niggas that'll put me in contention with fucking Zepeda Baranchik's Fight of the Year type fights.
I mean, it's just crazy right now, but everybody can just unwind and enjoy Ring Gang before we get back to the craziness.
Yes, sir. So before we get up with our show, I'd like to apologize for anyone who was who was waiting, for us to actually start the show. We know that we're on CPT with this. We usually aren't, but sometimes shit happens, man. So we apologize for anyone who might have been listening, who was waiting for us to actually start the show. But
our bad.
Tonight's show is pretty much it's going to be a year in review, 2020. It was an interesting year for boxing, for better or for worse. There was there had its highs, it had its lows, it had some real horrible lows. My God,
had some mids.
Yeah, and then of course the 4 months, give or take, of no actual boxing, no live boxing. That is. So yeah, it was a year to remember or not to remember, depending on on your feelings about professional boxing. Us, we have our superlatives, for the whole year, and then we'll give our choices, and obviously there's gonna be some may induce more fuckery responses than most, but that's how we do it here at Ring Gang Radio. Real talk.
Yeah, the most unbiased.
Yeah,
boxing podcast. The most flavorful, the dopest, the most talented, most creative, and just the realest, man. So y'all about to get these Ring Gang awards.
Yes, sir. And then the first superlative we're gonna start off with is Fighter of the Year. Now I know you're saying, no, 2020. Well, damn, like half the year, none of these cats were even fighting. Well, that may be true, but Fighter of the Year. I mean, there's always at least some fighters in there who managed to accomplish something in there that's worthy of, that's a highlight not only of their own careers but also of the whole year. So to start off, I'll let LB start off. So LB, man, who do you think was worthy of being RGR's Fighter of the Year?
I mean, it comes down, like, to me, there's only really three candidates.
This one's kind of easy, honestly, but go ahead.
Yeah, no, it is. It's to me personally, there's three candidates, but there's two sexy picks that it's going to be either or, but I'll give props to a third person as well. Mine would be Teofimo Lopez, because he did what he said he was going to do, take over.
Yes, sir.
He was also one of my favorite predictions.
Of course, he had to put that shit in. I knew he had to rub that shit in.
It was either him or Fury, but I feel like Fury's there for another award, or he might like. I don't know. I guess because I saw him. You know what happened? I knew the fucking Fury fight was going to plan out the way it was. And seeing it happen like that, it's almost like, damn, like I don't even want to get out as the fighter of the year. Like it was too easy, nigga. You can't get fighter of the year beating Wilder. Nah, like so Lopez gets it for me, but I do want to say Joe Smith, deserves some recognition as well, because he fought 2 fights this year where he was coming in as the guy who really wasn't supposed to be the more talented guy, really wasn't supposed to be the winner, and he dominated.
He did. The Alvarez fight in particular was hella impressive.
Super impressive. Like he actually outdid Kovalev performance.
He did.
It only needed one time.
Facts.
No remixes and hold on. We gonna add the Brat and Jagged Edge too. See what y'all niggas could do on this one. Nope, just it's like when you see people like talk about letting your hands go. That's the fight. That's what you mean. Like so, that's all I got to say for fighter of the year.
From myself, there's really one choice for me, and you mentioned one of them, and that was Teofimo Lopez. Not because I thought Teofimo was going to lose, but then he kind of surprised me how he fought Lomachenko. Had him, had his pretty much keeping his gun in the holster for like half the damn fight. And then, even after Lomachenko came on, dude still, he dropped some rounds, but he still put it into second gear to make sure the fight was his. And I couldn't help but be impressed by it. And not only that, Teofimo Lopez is 23 years old. Like this, to me, this is like a shift in a direction because, a lot of young fighters today, they operate more as businessmen rather than boxing. Like, they don't want to really reach the top of their divisions like that. Teofimo being that young and actually being virtual. Well, I wouldn't say the undisputed. I'm not gonna get into the whole undisputed argument. He's lineal. He is the lineal champion of that division.
He's the man. He's undisputed in my eyes. Fuck all that shit.
And
he's the man. That's it.
And on top of that, dude was talking that good shit to niggas. Especially especially the advice that you gave to Wilder, which had a certain section of our boxing media in a frenzy. Judging by the many videos that we saw on this, where I'm referring to Lopez referring to Deontay Wilder, who was in the midst of a temper tantrum, as a certain word for a female dog. People didn't like all that. But I fuck with that energy because that's what, like, literally, like, if we have a young cat like this doing that, showing that, and being the example, I'm all for it.
Boxing need that energy. I'm tired of all these superstars being 28 and 30 years old when they get their fucking first big fight. Like,
I was like,
done with that shit.
Yeah, it's one thing. It's one thing if there's a reason for it, like an Elijah Alvarez, like dude was fighting eliminators and beating good people before he actually got a chance and actually won it. That's that's a good reason. But when you see cats that knowing that they can put their asses into gear a lot earlier and there's no obstacles in the way, and they're not doing it, then that's a problem. So Teofimo Lopez, salute. That's my pick for Fire of the Year.
Salute.
P.
I mean, this is so easy. I mean, a caveman could pick this one. It's Teofimo. The fuck, like, ain't no sexy pick. There's one pick, and that's Teofimo. I'm sorry. He knocked out. I mean, he knocked down, like, not in physically, but put down the guy that was at the top. The guy that was top 3 on everybody's pound for pound.
The guy you niggas ain't. He was the guy y'all niggas ain't believe in.
Nah, nigga.
I mean, I didn't say he couldn't. I picked Lomachenko, and I was wrong. So it happens. But Lomachenko was number 1 in my eyes. So you beat the number 1 guy, like the old saying, like the old Ric Flair saying, to be the man, you got to beat the man. and he beat the man. Yeah, I wasn't gonna do all that now, but he's the man. So
Yeah, the ad libs.
yeah, but so I mean, I could see why people would say Fury. Problem is, I mean, I think it was more likely that Fury was going to beat Wilder because most people thought he beat him the first time. So in the second time, it was just like, okay, well, he actually did it. So I mean, maybe you can give him more style points for the way he did it, but I'm sorry, he had a good win, but Teofimo's win was the best win. And in the year that we've had, where motherfuckers only fighting once a year, that's the best win you could have. So,
Yo.
Right, and with Fury too, unfortunately, Fury fought before the shutdown, so he had more than enough time to actually get in another fight this year. And had he actually did that, maybe he might pull ahead depending on who his opponent would have been.
Yeah, but then remember all the fuckery with Wilder, like, so I can't even really blame him for that. But at the end of the day, like, he was always like gonna be the little, because Ring Magazine got all the clout and shit, so they had him as 1 and 2. To me, there's always gonna be just one, but I can understand Fury, but getting a mention, but he didn't deserve the one. Like, that's why I said sexy pick, but we all know it's Teofimo,
Yeah. Yeah, so salute Teofimo, and hopefully Teofimo continues, to keep this type of energy going into 2021, man.
To infinity and beyond, shit, nigga.
Oh, especially but especially now with 135 being what it is right now as a division, it's a live division. It's
the new 147.
Yeah. Well, in more ways than one. But we'll see if it actually does go the way of 147.
It technically has, in a way. Like, if people, like, if you want to be honest, 135 was staying lit for the last couple years.
It was, yeah.
To think about it, like, we've had like the Garcia Easter, fucking Linares Lomachenko, fucking Tio Kome, like we've had like I'm sorry.
Yeah, but even the ones like fighters like Ray Beltran, who finally won there.
Like the top 10, everybody in the top 10, top 5 was mixing it up.
Yeah, Jose Pedraza
consistently. Yeah, Jose Pedraza. Yeah, so you weren't getting that in a lot of marquee divisions. So lightweight is, I think, the next marquee division. Like, when we talk about heavyweights and welterweights, and lightweight's gonna get that respect now.
Yeah, and hopefully that that people are trying to dub the 4 main fighters the 4 kings, in reference to Sugar Ray, Duran, Hearns, and Hagler. They all fight each other, but remains to be seen when we'll see that 135. But hopefully, like I said, Teofimo Lopez leads the charge to some fights being made.
They kind of went back too far with the 4 kings. Like, y'all could have just went back to them, like Morales and them.
Yeah.
Y'all niggas say, you know what? Let's just go all the way back.
Well, I mean, 4 is the number, so that's why, because there wasn't a 4 from Mexico, at least.
You mean Chavez Jr. couldn't get? No, I'm playing.
Oh man, but yeah, Teofimo salute. You're definitely the RGR fighter of the year. Man. No questions, no questions asked or anything like that. So salute to him. Our second one would be the RGR fight of the year. Ooh,
that's easy.
So P,
it's easy too.
Yeah. So P, what do you say about fight of the year?
I mean, does it have to be said? Okay, I'll give you the hint. The one where he had 8 knockdowns and ending in an epic knockout. That one,
Yeah.
Enough said. Like,
yeah, enough said. And I'm pretty sure LB probably agrees, and I sure as hell agree.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Like, this, there's no question, no doubt about it. Like, if you don't have this as the fight of the year, you're not a boxing fan, or you didn't see the fight. That's it, basically.
Yeah, basically, and I talked about this on our podcast too. The reaction, like in certain members of our boxing media, they were trying to downplay this fight, like this fight, like this wasn't one of the best, like it wasn't the best fight, not even 2020, but it could also rival some of last year, 2019's fights, which were off the chain. You know, it was
dude, what fight from 2019 was better than this one? It had too many factors going for it. It's like sometimes you could be too perfect, and this fight was literally too perfect. The only thing it was missing was an audience.
Facts. Yes, it was.
That's it. Other than that, anytime you watch a big fight, you could only hope that that fight is a fraction as good as that one.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, and I know, and when we talked about this previewing it, like we mused that it could be something because we all know Barichek. Barichek is, you know, I mean, if you've seen him fight before, like on ShowBox and on the World Boxing Super Series, like dude is a brawler, and we seen Zepeda, you know, on ESPN, you know, knows like, you know, he took Ramirez to his limits, you know, some that he might have beat him, and, you know, he beat Pedraza, you know, everyone knew that dude was a good boxer, but he had never really shown the power, even though his record says, you know, dude has a good amount of knockouts. And you have Barichek, who's a damn animal. Like, bro, just like he throws heat every
Classic
point.
fight. Like, if you didn't see it, you have to see it. Matter of fact, go watch our podcast when we talked about it before and after. Like, because a lot of people slept on this fight. You know, but you know, Ring Gang, we hold it down.
Ring Gang did, and we even said even before when they announced the rollout for Top Rank that this was it was the best fight on the rollout, and how disappointed we were that shit had to get canceled, you know, or postponed to like later. So like, yeah, we were on this fight, you know.
Boxing didn't deserve to fight that early. That's what it was.
Yeah, it definitely didn't. You know,
let boxing get to a good start where we on a roll. Then let's throw this in there. If you'd have put it in there, I mean, because remember, the Franco or Maloney fight was the great fight we had during that time.
Yes, it was.
And then we had White Povetkin and, so on. And then boom, like, okay.
Yeah, we had, Katie Taylor. Katie Taylor, Persona 2. We had. Yeah. So, during that summertime. So there were some fights, and. But that one just blew the door right off the hinges. Like no one expected the absolute fury of that shit. That shit was so crazy. Like, and there was one of the few fights that I didn't even like text LB or P or anything like that because I left my phone in the room. But I was like, you know what? I don't want to miss any of this shit.
No, it was definitely. But then, like, I don't know why motherfuckers don't give this one its props. Oh, because nobody heard of it. Oh, nobody cared about them. Oh, well. It was Rock'em Sock'em Robots. I seen somebody say, "Oh well, it wasn't really like 8 knockdowns. It was like 5 slips and 2 knockdowns." I'm like, "What?"
Jesus. Yeah. Matter of fact, they should have been 9 knockdowns.
Yeah, you know what I'm
saying? Like, man, like this kill me sometimes. Is like with these new type of fans, and I see that not only in them boxing, but I see it in everything. Where motherfuckers, they super critical of everything. It's like nobody appreciates something like greatness when they see it, or just something just being, you know what, this is nice. Like just to walk outside and it's a nice day. The temperature is like maybe 65, not too breezy, just perfect sun out. Like,
word.
Nigga gotta complain. There's too many birds in the sky, nigga. I don't like the way that tree is getting blown over there.
Word.
Like a lot of fans is on that type of shit. So
and this should have been a fight to unite everyone who calls himself a boxer fan. But like I said, it was telling that, like, you go on YouTube channel when you see a lot of independent boxing media, and there's nothing on it. Like, there's none. Like, even though the fight's buzzing, like on Twitter, it's buzzing everywhere else. But you go on YouTube. And you don't see shit about this fight. Like I thought it was like low key insulting.
It was, but we got a comment, and this is an excellent point because we did mention this before. Shout outs to Joshua.
Yeah. Yes.
It didn't help that the fight was on ESPN Plus, man.
Yeah, that's another thing. Yeah. And this is where Top Rank kind of
shooting themselves in the foot again.
Yeah, and like it's like They still haven't figured out like what to do with their ESPN service, ESPN Plus service. I have it, and I always thought, okay, maybe they put their pay-per-view cards on there, and I understand it, and then they put like regular ass cards on ESPN. I can see how, and then there's no ESPN pay-per-view. It's just you pay the subscription, you get the higher profile fights. But man, they don't know what to. But they're trying to bite off, I guess, the UFC model of doing that shit, and which there are actual pay-per-views. And
then they tried to promote the hell of it after the fact. Like it's too late then. Like that's like saying like, yo, you chilling on the block and you see a fine bitch fat ass walk by, but the other homeboy and he on the phone texting, and then he look up and you're like, damn, you missed it, nigga. He trying to look down the street. No, nigga, it's too late. Like it's not the same. Like you didn't catch it at the optimum moment. Like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that's one thing about ESPN Top Rank that they need to hopefully get better about. Yeah, because I find like that. I mean, ESPN Plus is cool, but it should have been if this was on regular ESPN. This shit probably would have had more engagement because I saw people on my Facebook watching like they saw like they heard about it like word of mouth or some shit like that, and there was comments about it all over the place.
But see, that's the problem with ESPN. They don't treat boxing like it's a top sport. They always give it secondhand coverage a lot of times.
But in this case, they need a content, so that's what they do. But it's one of those things like they didn't know, they just put it on the wrong ESPN channel for the wrong,
That's the problem because they don't believe in boxing like that. They don't make the right strategic moves.
Mm-hmm.
Like anybody who knows boxing and objectively no standing shit, they knew that matchup had potential.
Oh yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. It's like you got people who not really boxing fans, or they don't like it, or something, and it's just a secondhand treatment. And then when it does, it exceeds the excitement value, or it's some crazy shit happened. Then it's like, oh, if you missed it, here.
Yeah, it's
not the same.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, they actually did air that shit on regular ESPN. I think maybe a couple days later or some shit like that.
That need to be a special presentation on ESPN at the moment. Like as soon as it ended on ESPN Plus, that shit needed to run on regular ESPN.
Word.
on some like fuck it. Y'all fucking damn y'all let fucking damn. I'll say this politely. Football take up everything else. Let boxing get that football treatment for once. That's all I'm saying.
Well, yes, you said it politely, and that is a solid agreement. College football, we gotta make sure we designate, college football, not NFL.
Yeah. Especially I understand NFL and everything, but college football, like. A fight of the year with 8 no. There's nothing at that moment is more important than that. No other sport is gonna come close at that moment.
Word.
I don't care if fucking Jordan came back, played a pickup game with Iverson and LeBron's special referee. Like, no, nothing's beating that fight. Like Floyd would have to get into a street fight with Michael Jai White or some shit. And we're like, oh shit, like nah, y'all gotta put that TMZ footage. Fuck that fight, like
yeah, so I mean, definitely like Ivan Baranchyk, like hopefully he recovers from that fight, and and he gets to brutalize a soft touch, before he gets into another war with one of these with these wild 140 niggas. And Zepeda, obviously, they give that dude I mean, I know we're waiting for Ramirez and Taylor. I mean, that's the fight that's going to be next. But after that shit is cleared, Zepeda needs a shot in 2021, y'all. Zepeda earned that shot. He stopped the dude that.
Whether it's against a champion or even a vacant title, he deserves something. Shit.
Yeah, his time has come. Like he frankly should have been Ramirez too. He should have been had a belt. But that's a different conversation. But yeah, salute to both Ivan Baranchyk and Jose Zepeda for that. It was a great fight. And hardcore grizzled boxing fans like us, man. That shit warmed our hearts just to see that type of effort.
Yeah.
So yeah, salute to both of them. A third one.
Yeah,
A third
we gonna start running through these. We just spent like
yeah.
24 minutes on two, but those two are real important. But my bad, not to cut you off. Sorry about that.
No doubt. So KO of the year. I guess
That's easy.
I mean, it's not as easy in this because there was a couple of good ones.
No, this one's a toss up, but it's just between two, really.
Yeah, I mean, mine was White versus Povetkin. Povetkin icing this dude. After suffering 2 knockdowns and looked like he was on his way out. Ice this dude with uppercuts. Uppercut season, by the way. Uppercut season.
Yes.
Always, forever and always.
It's always uppercut season, man. And this was probably the most high profile. I mean, well, no, it's not the most high profile, but it was high profile, and it was, White was a fucking mandatory for like almost 2 years. Wilder was giving him the jerk around and shit like that.
Fight we all waited for during the summer too.
Yeah, and then White, White had to really beat some good fighters. One fight, was questionable, because of the testing and shit like that. But but White was beating heavyweight contenders, and unfortunately,
he ran, beat all of them. Should beat all the ones Wilder ain't get.
Yeah, and then unfortunately, Povetkin was still hanging around from the previous era. Dude's still out there. He's getting older, and it looked like he was ready to go. But
no one cleaned them up. The only people cleaned them up were from the last era.
Well, Joshua cleaned them
and
up.
Joshua, he was cleaning up that same era though.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
Almost don't want to say that count.
Yeah, Michael Hunter, he came close though, but it was a good effort. But we all took that as a sign Povetkin was starting to, starting to go downhill, and then that instead, Povetkin pulls a rabbit out of his hat. And ISIS dude for like a good minute, like the way it was meme to death. Like the zone was so wild about it, they even put the profanity in their tweet. Like whoever ran that damn account, like kind of forgot that you can't, that's a publicly traded company. You can't be out there putting swears in your tweets like that. And he did another one, or he or she did another one. So yeah, that was my choice for KO of the year. That shit was just spectacular. LB, what about you?
Damn, King P, right? Like this is a little harder one to think about, but there's like a handful that that's up there. White Povetkin, the Tank LSC, that's definitely up there. The motherfucking J-Rock KO, like that set the whole fucking year off, nigga. Like I didn't see that coming, bro. Shit, I gotta say Monster KO too.
Yeah, like, Monster KO. Joshua KO and Pulev.
Fuck, you right about that shit. That Joshua KO was brutal as fuck.
Yeah.
Damn. There's some more. There was somebody on a trash ass PBC card that had a nasty uppercut early in the year.
Oh, yeah, I know who you're talking about.
I think it was the Money Team. I think the Leo, or Fulton. One of them names, one of those cards. It was the dude was getting whooped the whole fight.
Yeah, because it was like the opener, like, and dude iced him with the uppercut he didn't see.
Yeah, like
and you could hear it, like that shit, like because it was so silent, you could hear the impact, like dude, went like unconscious, like he was out like a light, he was done for the night.
And we can't forget the Verdejo Nakatani.
Yeah.
Once again, shout outs to Joshua. I don't want to mispronounce the last name, so I'll just say Joshua. So much respect, but that fight definitely deserves honorable mention, for a knockout. Like, man,
also fight of the year too, and that fight hit a couple of points. The fight of the year,
it was like the Baron Shake Jr.
Yeah.
And that had a great knockout. Fuck. It's hard, bro. Like, hold on. Didn't Joe Smith damn Alvarez too? Like,
yeah, Joe Smith Alvarez. That was 2020 knockout.
Nigga, how you could fucking
That's why I say it could be too. But I mean, like there were a handful of good, some real brutal knockouts this year, especially the uppercuts. This was the year of the uppercut.
Oh damn. Fuck, I don't want to take up much more time. I might have to say fucking Fuck the uppercuts. I might have to say Monster. Maybe Joshua Palua because that shit was just cold. Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. Cause that was a heavyweight knockout too.
Yeah, it was.
Fuck. Yeah.
Yeah,
Joshua Palua. That shit was brutal. Like.
Yeah, Jake Paul knocking out Nate Robinson. Joshua, thank you for that. That one.
Oh man.
You have to put that one there too.
That was another one. Oh fuck. See that man, like yo, bro. Like honestly, anyone that I named, you could be is my answer.
Hey, that's good. That's real talk. Because that Jake Paul one, I mean, yeah, that one.
that was serious too. Damn, ain't the Charlos have a nasty uppercut? I mean,
yeah, has the body shot knockout. Jamel, body shot.
The Rosario.
Having him breathing like he was in labor and shit.
I might have to just say Baranchik. Yeah, the Zapita Baranchik KO of the year again. Yeah, KO of the year. Fuck it, because coming from that knockdown he took and then to score that.
Yeah, and Baranchik too is a hard dude to knock out, and Zapita iced him for about 10 minutes.
Yeah, fuck it. You know what? I remember tweeting that was the fight of the year and KO of the year when it happened.
Yeah,
and we saw some sick KOs afterwards. But now thinking about it and talking about it, it's still the KO of the year for me. So fuck it. That's my pick. But all them other shits I mentioned, honorable mention, super honorable mention.
Yeah, super honorable mention. That's real. AOP. What about you? What are your
too many good fucking picks? God damn! Now you got me second guessing my pick.
What was your original one?
Well, I'm still gonna stick with my original. I mean, it's between two of them. It's either between Povetkin and White, but my knockout of the year was Tank Santa Cruz. And I don't want to sound like a hype beast, but just the way
that shit was go ahead and hype away, bro. Like
just the way he hit, like just, and I'm not like disclaimer. When I talk about knockouts, I'm not looking into the situation or like, oh, this person was coming in to lose and he got the shocking knockout. Like not like just how did the aesthetics of it? How did
no narratives, just the punching?
Yes, and just for however much we talked about the Tank Santa Cruz, and I didn't know I was critical of it, but the way it ended, oh my gosh, like it was a
yeah.
And but see, I was hyped for that fight. Like I looked forward to that fight. So shit, I was happy for it. But that knockout was like I didn't expect the knockout to be that good.
Yeah, it just came out of not really came out of nowhere, but like just one swift uppercut, and he just the way he dropped like a ton of like a sack of potatoes.
Yeah, he was asleep. Yeah, he was done. He was iced.
Yeah. Done.
Full Geppetto, Pinocchio, my puppet. Just cut the strings like boom, like oh,
and top of that knockout had a crowd, so
yeah.
So the crowd just went absolutely ape shit for that.
And fucking Josh Taylor knockout with the damn body shot was serious too. Like
yeah. Like even if there were a whole lot of fights of the years candidates, there were some brutal knockouts this year. There was plenty of brutal knockouts to go around.
This was 2020 was the year to knockout. Like 2019 was the year of like the fight of the years.
Yeah.
And good cards. Cause I felt like we had some nice boxing nights on 2019.
We did.
But 2020 was like there was no prisoners. Like
some of these cats.
Oh no! Whoa! It just hit me. How the fuck we forget that damn Kalnaki knockout?
I mean, it's more to me. I was more of an upset more than an actual knockout. I mean, to me, it was just more. Kalnaki kind of like failed. he kind of ran himself into these shots, and and he finally, he took a shot from a faded but seriously heavy-handed fighter he couldn't take, and then
It looks like a hippo keep running into a wall or some shit. I don't know, like that shit was brutal though. But you're right.
Yeah, it wasn't aesthetically pleasing. It was more or less that dude thought his chin would save him after taking 300, 400 power punches from Areola, and he got iced for it. Well, I would say ice. His chin failed him, and it might fail him
miserably.
Yeah. So I as much as like I laughed about that knockout, it wasn't like a KO of the year candidate to me. It was upset, but it wasn't a KO of the year.
Oh, okay, but I still felt it needed a little mention. I wanted to bring out all the noticeable KOs because might forget about that shit later. When we do upset of the year, they're gonna be bigger upsets probably.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, I want to show love to everybody, but how you say it next?
Next, yeah. So the next one is Coach of the Year. And
that's easy for me.
It's dinner for me. But P, set us off, man. Who do you think is who do you think coach / trainer of the year is?
That's not that easy to me. I don't know what y'all talking about.
Is what you look for. Everybody judges the results on their own scale, my friend.
You know what? See, I'm like going back and forth. Part of me wants to say Derek James. I don't want to be too hype beast. But Derek James is up there for me. You could put Reynoso up there. This is tough. I'm still going back and forth.
Damn, how many fights he had besides the Canelo fight? I'm trying to think. Like,
I mean, wasn't he there? Wait, wasn't he training Ryan though? Ryan Garcia?
Man, that shit happened this year though.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry,
I ain't gonna give him that.
Sorry, I'm like, because it was supposed to happen last year, but it happened this year. I'm getting too confused.
The training gonna carry over like prepaid minutes. Well, I trained him mostly from 2020. Well, okay, I can respect that. I can see what you're saying though.
But I think I'd probably give it to Derek James for his training of both Charlo and Spence, especially Spence, and how he came back and how he, I'll give it to Derek James. But it's close. There are other names too, but it's close.
Yeah, no, and I agree. And that Derek James was my choice too, because he led Charlo to nearly unifying a division, and then, like you said before, he was able to get Spence back from, Spence could have easily gone off the rails in different hands, after that car accident, So I mean, the fact that he actually managed to bring him back, he looked, a little sharper, than he did before, and it's. He did good, and surprisingly too, Derek James didn't get a lot of mention too for like in other areas for trainer of the year. Not in fact, very little mention, surprisingly.
Reynoso was the hype beast pick of the year.
Yeah, pretty much because about Canelo, even though Canelo fought only like once this year.
Yeah, that's my whole thing. At least Derek James, he had two different fighters that fought once, so. Mm-hmm. You get like two chances in a way,
right? And he came up on both can't smell like roses. So it's like I have to. Yeah. That's why it's like I had to give it to him because Reynoso's other fighters, there's Valdez and Neri, and I won't even want to talk about what he did with those two, but they weren't on. There were no Canelo level performances from those two.
Yeah. That's like when Abel Sanchez had all those guys losing.
Yeah, and truthfully, Neri probably should have lost this year, and he was in the corner for that. And Valdez is,
God, yeah, Valdez was like mid as fuck.
So that's why Reynoso was not the, Derek James is mine. P. What about you, LP?
I know mine's is different. Javon Sugar Hill.
Okay.
Say that again. Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Sugar Hill.
Okay, respectable. Very, very respectable.
Yeah.
Only because I feel like he literally had coached the biggest, heaviest win of the year.
Mhm.
And he did, what I thought a great trainer would do. He got somebody again that he had before. He saw what Ben Davison did, and which was excellent work. Credit to Ben Davison, shout outs to him. But from there, Javon altered the strategy, looked at the strengths that Fury had. We saw the weaknesses Wilder had. So, even though I know there wasn't too much he could have done, just the fact he fucking did it.
Yeah.
He fucking scored. Like, a lot of people still ain't picked Fury to knock him out. Like, so for him to get that,
definitely not me. I thought if Fury won, he would have outboxed him. I didn't think he was gonna beat him up the way he did.
Yeah, same.
So I have to give him his props for that, because he trained a whole different version of somebody for a whole different outcome that no one expected. I mean, except for me, but
Yeah, except for you, because LB expected it. He's like, well, that's LB's like thing. He's like, when he calls it, he's like, well, how come everybody else didn't call? Like, nigga.
No, I always fuck with y'all, but the Fury one, I'm sorry, like, Pat knows he's always gonna get shit for that one, because I don't give King P that, because King P was always on some neutral shit, but Pat used to just really, really hate Wilder. The fact that he
Pat would shit on Wilder and then pick him to win.
See, and that's the thing. Like, so he know he always gonna get that from me, but nah, King P cool. It just, you had to be on the episode to hear it, but don't take it don't take it like it's you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but at least now everyone's on board with what I've been saying about Wilder for years, though, which is everyone.
He would have been like, imagine if Pat would have fucking picked 7-round knockout instead of me. He would literally, he would be God.
You never hear the end of it. I mean, like, the best thing about
to stop hearing the Lomachenko Salido.
I was just gonna say that the best thing about Teofimo winning this year is now we don't have to have fucking Pat rest on his laurels of fucking of Salido, because that expired.
And the fact he didn't even fucking pick Lopez. So yeah, that's Salido. Yeah, we leaving that into what, 2019, 2020.
Well, like I said, never say never.
Facts. All right, so let's run them down now. What you got for us?
Next one, upset of the year.
Upset of the year. Wow, that's a J-Rock fight, nigga.
Yeah, no, yeah, like
easy, banana.
And first of all, with odds too, it was the second. In terms of odds, it was the second biggest upset in terms of boxing wise on the gambling odds. And on top of that, J-Rock was coming off a godly performance against a guy who's seemingly, who's given everyone a lot of
fucking juggernaut of boxing, junior middleweight, really.
Yeah, and he not only outboxed him,
keep coming.
Like, he outboxed him, he outfought him, and he put hands on him. And this is J-Rock,
and he dropped him.
Yeah, and dropped him legit too. And that was what it was. This was like a big what the fuck for everyone that was watching this shit. So it was just like, and it was amazing that J-Rock. Okay, look, J-Rock, he turned another corner. Good for him. And then he goes to Philly because it was a homecoming defense. And he faces a big dude. Rosario. Harper. He spent a lot of time on the PBC FS1 cards and and on the bounce cards in the past. And you thinking like, okay, this is just gonna be random because he's seen someone like Rosario before. But Rosario, once he started letting them combinations go, he did not let up. And J-Rock, for whatever reason, decided he was gonna catch every single one of them shits.
Pretty much started uppercut season, because once that uppercut landed, it was over. That was murder. Over.
Yeah, and it was just so wide, and it was such a shocking performance because J-Rock, pretty much wiped the Charlo knockout from his, from everyone's memory with that title win, and then he gets wiped out even worse.
And he still ends up being the promo for somebody else's big fight.
Yeah.
Again. Matter of fact, he ended up being promo for Charlo and Rosario for two separate divisions.
Yeah, dog. Like, yeah, that shit is absolutely crazy. You know what I'm saying? So,
my goodness.
It has to be like, because everyone was like, I know some of the Philly cats I know, they were not happy with seeing that shit. And then unfortunately, had a negative effect because I think it led to Brad and J-Rock, separating, professionally afterwards, So that fight may have actually changed a career of a fighter. We don't.
Yeah, like that knockout, like it reverberated, like it had aftershocks to it,
Yeah, and then Joshua mentioned, mentioning Cassius Clay Collard. Yeah. And honestly, I mean, truthfully, Clay Collard was not going to be any of my choices for the superlatives, and mostly because of his final fight.
No, that's he won the Dog Bay Award.
Yeah, the Dog
Clay Collar's Award. Look good the whole year, only to fuck up at the end. Now it becomes the Clay Collard Award. I'm sorry, like, and we was hyping him up all year, giving him his props because he deserved it, but it ain't how you start sometimes, man. It's how you finish.
Yeah.
Like I said,
shout out to Dog Bay. He did make a comeback, and he's looking on point now. So it ain't the end of the world. We don't look at this shit on people. We just keeping it real.
Yeah, with Clay Collard, I mean, yeah, it was nice, Clay Collard, because they some people try to use him as a jobber, and then they realize to put it in prospects. Some of them don't even have their man strength yet, and then they're trading hands with someone who's competent enough going forward boxing, and then they're ending up taking some really bad beatings, Fajardo in PBC, and then the Jewish kid on Top Rank Kaminsky that got sent to the hospital because he got beaten so bad.
He took like a Holyfield ass whooping. Like,
in 6 rounds,
you wake up the next day, your whole body sore.
Yeah, what I'm saying, like they were talking about the dudes having a little trouble in the locker room, so they had to take him to get checked out, and we haven't heard from that young cat since. So it's like Clay Collard, he deserves a shout out, but it's just that final fight, that rematch that he had that was from a draw, like that really showed off his limitations, unfortunately, in boxing, and he had them. And like I said, LB said, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And
and hopefully, somebody else, ends up. Well, you don't want to say hopefully, but because what's going to happen, but somebody else is going to take that award next year.
Yeah, it never fails.
That's just how it is.
If someone will have a banner year, like a fight, although Clay Collard was never really in the running for fight of the year. Well, he would have if he actually beat an actual contender in a division. If he beat like a top 5 or some shit like that, then, you could give him that. But
Joe Smith for the Alvarez fight, could get honorable mention for like the upset.
Yeah.
A lot of people didn't think he would win that. And White Povetkin.
Yeah,
that definitely deserves a mention. Because no one was giving Povetkin a shot.
Yeah,
but you knew he had one.
Yeah, because he punched hard. Povetkin has heat in both hands,
and he an Olympian, so it's hard to count an Olympian with knockout power in both hands. Like, I don't care how old he is. Shit.
Absolutely. So there was some really significant upsets this year. And
Lopez was an upset.
It was,
but J-Rock, I think the Rosario J-Rock takes it for me though.
Yeah, because it was just shocking, and like everyone was just not expecting that type of ass whooping.
It started the whole year off, like because it started off a string of upsets the whole year. Like Kalnaki, Wilder getting knocked out, Lomachenko fucking just because we on upset award, I'm gonna just add another one to that to piggy off. If there was somebody who was gonna win the random unknown Asian fighter of the year award for ring game, gotta be that. What's his name? Plano.
Mike Plania. Yeah, that one.
Plania. Yeah.
And that one was fun because that one was the only upset that was buzzing literally like for like all day. Like I remember like all a couple of days, like was like, oh no, Plania might do this. Like I never heard of any upset that was buzzing like this. And then you get in the ring and you see Plania, it's like, oh, so that's what it's all about. This dude's getting knocked around. He's knocking Gray the fuck down with one punch. Like,
that fight definitely needed a mention. So I'm glad I was remembering that shit.
Yeah, that Plania fight was just like, just like they kept saying that shit all fucking day. Yeah, Plania was right for an upset, and none of us had actually seen Plania fight. And Greer was kind of having his shaky moments around that time, but no one expected that loss.
Yeah, so that definitely deserve a mention. That might be like if J-Rock is if Rosario is one, that one's definitely two.
Yeah, that's real talk, man. That's So there was some interesting upsets this year, man. And of course, I'll give a mention, especially to Triple G's boy Akhmedov, who a prospect in this division getting brutally knocked out by uppercuts. On the Triple G, on Triple G's last card, that was unexpected too. He was not supposed to win that fight either. So,
yeah. So what number are we at right now? Like,
so we are at 6.
Oh shit! All right, so this is gonna probably be part 1. So we're gonna knock out the next. So
yeah, it's number 6. Number 6 now is comeback of the year.
Nah, that's Spence for me, bro.
Yeah, that's easy. Don't call it a comeback, but yeah, call it a comeback.
See, for me, Spence isn't my choice. Mine is Chocolatito for this year.
Ooh, yeah, fuck. You know what?
It's hard to. It's hard. Ooh, actually. But they're comebacks in 2 different ways. Like there's 2 different types of comebacks.
Yeah, Chocolatito came back.
You know what? Fuck it. I might have to re-pull my Spence one. Like,
yeah, you know
Spence
what?
had it.
You're right.
But Chocolatito, I'm sorry. Like,
yeah,
I couldn't even.
You're right.
Yeah, like
Pat convinced us both.
Yeah, like I don't even. We'll just go on to the next one because I don't even want to think no more about it because then.
Somebody else. Yeah, like Chocolatito came back from 2 brutally damaging defeats to work his way back to, and then to grab a title in a division that he previously had some issues with, like
win by KO.
Yeah, win by KO too, and setting up another huge fight in about 2 months or so. Are you big?
A bigger, younger fighter.
Yeah, exactly. Prime fighter.
Prime, like, look, man. This is what we mean when we talking about. When we give props to the smaller guys, it's not because they're better than bigger guys. It's just a lot of times people don't know how good those guys are because they don't watch it. So you'll have someone say, "Oh man, Chocolatito never deserved to be on pound for pound list." Yada yada yada. Who the fuck is Brian?
Bullshit. Bullshit.
Who this random Japanese guy? Who's this guy? Who's this guy? Estrada. Who's that man? He's just some random Mexican. Hey man, it ain't my fault. Y'all niggas don't follow all of boxing, or y'all stop following boxing at 126.
Yeah,
like it's not our fault. So when we do videos and shit, and y'all see the engagement, the interactions, people want to hear about that shit.
Right, and then
we just had to put that out there, yo.
Yep, and Joshua also mentioned I don't know if it's an upset, but he mentioned Joyce over Dubois. This must be the upset. I think
that was an upset. Like a lot of people was picking the boy.
That was an upset, but not upset of the year upset.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, it was a good win, a good upset, but I wouldn't. Yeah, I mean Dubois knocking out Joyce would be like an upset to me, more of the upset, but that didn't happen, unfortunately.
Yeah, if you would have knocked him out, I'd have been like, "Oh shit!" Like,
yeah,
even Juggernaut could get it. Like, I'm like, "Fuck!" Like that's it. Like,
oh man, but yeah, let me go on to the next superlative. Number 7, round of the year.
Any round from Baron
Zepeda,
Chicks, I
Baron
think.
Check, yeah. I think it was the first round.
Yeah,
Or the second, or the third.
yeah,
Yeah.
or the final round in the fight. Yeah, I said it's either round 2 or 5 of that fight. I think those were I think where the double knockdowns occurred.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Although Verdejo Nakatani had a good round too.
yeah, they did. Yeah, they had a
In the
couple.
fight. I don't know if it was round. I'm not saying round 2 as in round the number 2, but they had a round in there that was like some classic shit too. So
Yeah, and also to mention too, I gotta mention Quadras and
fuck Estrada, yes.
yeah, Estrada too. Yeah, they had some they had rounds where them two were swinging, and that was and that was also a fight of the year candidate. That was probably the second best fight of the year, honestly.
Yeah, we forgot to mention that in the fight of the year. I don't know how we missed that. Like,
yeah, that fight was heat from beginning to end.
Low key, Mikey Garcia and Jesse Vargas was entertaining too.
It was.
Like, I don't remember seeing Jesse Vargas get beat up like that. Like, damn, like, yo, let me just get Swift and Jesse Vargas after this, because I don't want to see no one else beat him up. Like, y'all figure it out. Man, like, and the fact that the dude who gave him a beating was a guy who took a beating and the other guy a beating.
Facts.
That's just crazy.
It's funny how boxing works sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, definitely I think the rounds of the years, Bear Tracks and Payday, there were some other fights, but yeah, those two, but those rounds in that particular fight, yeah, they were absolutely nuts. It was just it was just like, I knock you down, okay, I gotta return that shit.
Hold on, yo, Joshua got another one. Oh, the super bad, the Sensia, the super bad KO over that jobber.
Yeah.
He's not the funniest. I mean, it's sad. Like, it was fucked up, but I ain't gonna lie. We all was like, yo, that's just brutal. So yeah.
Yeah, because it basically is one of those things like, oh, like this chick has like 5-0, she's like 4 knockouts or some shit like that. So it's like, okay, so this is either a chick that's either been hiding, this like a, this is like a needle in a haystack type of shit, or this one like they pulled out the ass. This chick hadn't fought anyone worth a damn. And it turned out to be ain't worth a damn. Yeah, that one was just like, I mean, yeah.
That shit blew up on social media too. Like,
yeah, I mean that shit went viral too. Like everyone was sharing. It was one where no one was really watching it like that, but it got viral quick, and then within about a half hour, you see everyone sharing it and sharing their opinion on it.
I'm saying that's what women's boxing need, man. Therefore, I don't like to hear nobody say niggas is getting blackballed. It's KO people.
Yeah, no, Superbad. I'm pretty sure still gets offers for fights. Like, I'm pretty sure Oscar, has no problem trying to fight.
I think she got a fight coming up soon. I think it might be finalized for February or something.
Yeah, I think it's either on that doubleheader with Teixeira and Diaz. I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. So and then Superbad, she's like must see TV now. So
facts. So yes, on to the next one. Robbery of the year. Oh, I got this.
Yo, just list them out real quick.
I got 2 in my head, but nah. Go ahead.
First one would be for actual boxing, Rolly Romero over Jackson Ramirez.
That's my number 1.
And the reason why I say that too is like when like it was so bad robbery that that stablemates, his own stablemates were saying like this nigga lost. Like no one was fucking with Rolly, and like everyone was shitting on him. Like
that was a bad robbery. That was. Oh my God, I forgot about it.
The thing is too is like boxing like in media and everything is not united in anything. This everyone boxing media, everyone was shitting on Rolly over this fight. Like everybody except maybe Teofimo Lopez. He was probably the lone person.
Yeah, I think
that's how. Of course, it would take Romero's. Romero with a robbery for everyone to come together in unison.
Yeah, like his own stablemates and people like we're saying like get the fuck out of here. No, that's wild to me.
The Lopez was the Teofimo had to be that one guy. He's like, it wasn't that bad. Always like that. He's like, well, I don't know why he would do that. Well, he was a good, he was a good kid.
Nah, yeah, fuck out.
Yeah. And then
So I mean, that's my number one. But yeah, so
Now you got
Franco Maloney.
honestly, because I get like unless it's a robbery, like and it's a favorite fighter of mine. Sometimes I act like they don't exist. Like so, I'm having a hard time remembering all the robberies. So
Franco Maloney.
Who?
A lot of people said that was a robbery. A lot of people thought that was a robbery. I was hearing that all the time. That was like I'm like, nah.
Franco Maloney, the first one?
the second one.
The second one.
The no contest.
The second one was a robbery. But I think that's the worst ref job. I think that was a fuck up more.
But yeah, but that's more of a fuck up than a robbery. But I mean, I get it.
I mean, it could be for both, but I listed on the fuck up more. What's another one?
Oh man, usually I'm the first one to actually start. Yeah, but that rolling one was just the one that was the one that stood out in my fucking mind because of the fuckery that happened after that one.
Yeah. Damn, there ain't no more robbery. Nah, nigga, I know there's more robbery.
There's probably more, but I can't think off the top of my head. Those were the first two that came to my head.
Cause that one was real bad.
Yeah, no, that one was just like, get the fuck out of here. Yeah, but the Maloney one was a robbery. I'm just trying to fix. I'm pretty sure there was probably one. I don't think there were any high profile. I don't think there were any high profile.
Rosado got robbed by that in that Jacob.
Oh yeah.
I don't consider that a robbery, but I mean, if you want to say Rosado won, that's fine. I don't consider that a robbery, but that's just me.
Nigga, anytime I struggle to give, like, I can't find more than 5 rounds to give somebody and they win.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry, that shows a robbery. That was bad judging. Like,
yeah, in the one,
it wasn't a great fight that no one wanted to see, but it's still a robbery. Like,
yeah,
definitely fucked the Rosado momentum, but
and Jacobs too. Like
Jacobs too, yeah.
Yeah, it's like who wants to see Jacobs fight and then like that? Like it's just Jacobs was like that was supposed to be an audition for bigger 168 fights and shit like that, and this nigga fought like he spent too much time in the beds rather than the gym. Like
then he switching trainers. He had a whole bunch of shit going on, but
yeah,
that's why I keep saying Jamal Charlo needs to move up to 168 and just knock out Jacob. Jacobs is like he's like on the cusp of getting stopped. Like he's right there. Like he's been showing a little resistance. He's been people been chipping away at him. But if he face anybody who's a danger or got some power, yeah, and they could survive his little, when he tried to jump on you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why I'm thinking like Jamal Charlo, he needs to take that fight because nothing else is popping at 160 for him, and he been there too long, ain't really done nothing there. So he knock out Jacobs, man. His name is all over the place.
Facts. And also, I got one more robbery of the year to mention. This is from us. The dude on Boxing Scene that lifted our topic about ESPN selection of fights that aired on its TV from the library during the summertime. That was a stupid robbery. I'm sorry, but it was too much of a coincidence because I was the one who actually brought this topic up, and it was a complaint, and no one was talking about this shit. Not one person was talking about the type of fights that that ESPN was airing, like the old fights. And as soon as we post that shit, within days, there's an article, almost word for word, some of the shit that we were talking about on the podcast.
Damn, Ring Gang gets one robbery of the year each year.
Yeah, and like is that the first time that people have lifted?
Last year, I think 2019 was they took the fucking the Forgotten Fate.
Yeah.
The year before that was, I think, the Robert Garcia, Mikey Garcia. I'll be Robert Easter.
Yeah, you're Robert Easter from Showtime of all.
Yeah. So it don't matter. They niggas will bite an artwork, an article, fucking podcast. Like, y'all gonna bite bars and boxing this year?
Yeah, like I'm waiting for anyone to actually try to do wait for everyone to put sound bites in there or do fucking like multi-syllable rhyming about boxing.
I really want to see a whole 16 bar songs and verses and video highlights, narrating and talking about boxing. Like, I really want to see who's going to do that other than us. But
and if I do that,
dick riders. You J Riders, you
shark niggas, man. Like they're always biting and shit. Like no idea is original, nigga. That's the fucked up.
This is from Ring Gang, you know.
Yeah, you know. So yeah, we expect something big will probably be bitten in 2021. I'm waiting for a cartoon for someone to actually.
Yeah. Shit, I mean, how they go steal one of y'all niggas? Y'all work for the enemy. Yeah, y'all recording vocals for the ops.
Like newsflash, people, we have an email address, ringgangradio@gmail.com. You know, if you want us to do something for you, you know, just you can hit our our Cash App or our fucking Patreon or
our the fucking website where they got donations right there. Like
and we'll
throw something in there for you steal. Like
and we'll be more than happy to make something custom for your for what you guys do. You know, we're not.
You know how like you got two thieves. You got that one thief that buys something, but then they steal a whole bunch of other shit. Then you got that one. Then you got the other thief that just steal a whole bunch of other shit.
Yeah,
and they don't buy anything. They don't even con you. Like you just like fuck it. Like I mean, you gonna steal from us? Like damn, you could drop something off on the donations, my nigga.
Yeah,
like,
PayPal. Like we have all that shit set up. You know, if you want to hit us up,
I could shoot something.
Yeah, and if you want to shark something, at least drop some coin on that. At least for us,
put in the note. Yeah, shark nigga, signature.
Yeah,
use your flippers for something. Your fins.
Yeah, that's why it's like I had to. To me, that was a huge robbery. I was like, I was low key insulted. That I was like he had all his time to actually say all that shit, but literally he just listens to our podcast and copies that shit.
It begs a bigger problem with the sport, just like. Teofimo Lopez and Ryan Garcia and Tank and all of them is leading the young new niggas. Mm-hmm. Ring Gang is leading the young new fucking unbiased boxing media.
Yes.
Enough of these old niggas biting the young flavor, the young shit, the new shit, and then putting it out there with their connections and everybody's patting them on the back like they did a good job and all they did was just shark some niggas on Twitter.
Yeah, exactly.
So fuck it. The takeover continues.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing about boxing media is like boxing media doesn't, they have their own kind of ways though, but they be digging on boxing media because they know there's always ideas there. It's a gold mine of activities. If you're not a creative person about anything, you can find a lot of shit in boxing media. We're lucky that we're all creative people, so all ideas are very original. But like we're watching, we're waiting to see for bars of boxing or cartoon shit that's gonna happen. We're always watching.
Who's gonna pitch the billion dollar idea to the zone? Like, you know what? Let's get about like 8 guys, make them boxing fans, and they live in a house. And give them interactions and shit to do. I'm like, wait, hold on, what? You know what? Make them come from different backgrounds.
This should sound like Big Brother. Fuck.
I'm like, hold on, wait, nigga, that sounds like Ring Gang. And give them different adventures to do. Get pizza. Go to fight. Like the fuck? Nah, nigga, y'all train. Nah, hold on, no, wait. Y'all just said episode 1, episode 2. Mm-hmm. Y'all stealing episodes ain't even come out yet. What the fuck going on? Like,
yeah, no.
Like that's how y'all go do this shit. But yeah. Anyway, let's go to the next one, man. You ride on these dudes all day.
Yeah, the next one is worst ref of the year.
Oh wait, the worst ref of the year. I nominate. We change this to call it the Russell Mora Award.
Yeah, facts. Yeah. RGR Russell Mora. For worst ref of the year award.
Oh man, all in favor of the new name, say aye. I don't want to see this motherfucker ref no more.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, that needs to be put into retirement. I'll never forgive him for what he did in Mars Rebecca 1. I'll never forgive him for that.
So hold on, what did he fuck up this year, or it just the award is named after him?
He fucked up something on the zone. I'm trying to remember what.
Yeah.
He's not my choice for worst ref of the year.
Well, if it's the fuck up of the year too, that goes to that Pedraza fight with in the knockdown.
No, the one. Oh, go ahead.
Are they? Hold on. They took the knockdown away from Pierre, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a fuck up.
Um, for me, the one with the ref in the Madrimov Walker fight, that one was a huge fuck up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Yeah,
true.
that's true.
I'll give it to him too.
Yeah, because Madrimov knocked Walker the fuck out. And then this dude's like, oh no, he shoved him down. Like, no, that was a punch that made that impact, sir. And,
Yeah. People was talking about that for days. Like, yeah, he gets it.
Yeah, and then Walker was like, and then Walker continued, and Walker could have easily been hurt or badly hurt because Madrimov was letting heat on him after that one. So the fact that Walker actually went the distance.
Hold on. Whoa. Now that you say that, the motherfucking ref from that James Kirkland fight, he up there too.
Oh yeah,
fuck him.
That dude was referring like he had a grudge against, that James did something to him, like just because he was in his way or some shit.
Like,
this nigga is just like, what?
People don't understand. A guy shaky like that, you don't hold him up, damn near stand him up to get teed off on. Like, I don't think people realize, like, even if you box before, it's one thing to get hit with a clean, good shot. But to get teed off on is something different.
Yeah.
A tee off on is like I'm sure, like I know, like if when you tee off on someone, that's somebody's taking almost 110% of that.
Mm-hmm.
The reason I say 110% because they're already out of it. Imagine getting woke up and a nigga hit you. That's literally what it is. So like I just have something against seeing refs fuck up and do calls like that, and they just like the Jorge Cota and Jamel Charlo.
Yeah.
Jay Nady with his fuck ass. You just put the man in for a puncher like for Charlo. Come on.
Yeah.
You don't let people like next that should just rub me the wrong way, man.
Yeah. And number 10, promoter of the year.
Oh, that's easy.
There's two in my head.
Hold on, there's two Eddie Hearns.
Surprisingly, it's not even Eddie.
Two match rooms.
No.
I mean, he's right. He's right. It's only one Eddie Hearns, only one match room. So give it to match room.
Like, I mean, who's this other? Who's the competition? Like,
I mean, in terms of promoter of the year, I have basically the promotional outfit, and then I have an individual. For the promotion is Top Rank, because let's just put the Top Rank was the first to actually keep boxing going when we came back to school.
You know what? You're right.
And then later on as the year, and they had the best fights of the last quarter of the year. And surprisingly, and PBC actually had a very strong schedule. But I think it was just the Top Rank fights that kind of outshined the PBC. And this is not just PBC.
You know what? Top Rank gets it because they kept niggas fed the most for the year.
They did.
So yeah, I'm not gonna argue that like Matchroom is like might be the sexy pick because they made certain fights happen. It was good for the sport, like around different events, but like Top Rank kind of gave you everything: knockouts of the year, upsets of the year, fight of the year. Like, yeah, they win hands down. No complaints from me. Like,
and then the other one I was thinking to for person, and he doesn't get no type of props, is Samson Likowitz. That dude finds these fighters out of nowhere, and these motherfuckers become like absolute threats. Like your Navarates, your Rosarios, your Funduras, your Benavides. Like these are his fighters.
And they always end up bodying somebody of note.
Yeah. Dude finds these guys and they wreak havoc in out of nowhere. Like, and even now he even has a prospect now. Was it Michelle Rivera who's fighting this soon? Like who's a top prospect. Like and Eduardo Ramirez. Yeah, these are his fighters. Like, dude finds fighters that don't get any type of hype and they upset apple carts all the fucking time. So that's why that's what's like. If I was going to pick it, and he definitely was part of some, some upsets or some dominating performances in 2020. So that's why I picked like those were those two. Those are the two that stood out this year.
I could agree with that.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, because Top Rank, as all kept mainstream boxing fed, before the other ones. And Matchroom tried, but Matchroom's card, with the exception of maybe one, didn't really go. Oh, well, Matchroom in England went as planned. Matchroom killed it with the English cards.
Oh, your plantation fights.
Yeah, plantation fights. The Mandingo fights. Yeah. And by the way, people, if you don't know what the Mandingo fights is, like, just watch the movie. It has Ken Norton in it. He was, Hall of Famer, heavyweight champion. And then you'll see what I mean by Mandingo fights. Or if you want something more modern, Django Unchained. Like, basically the whole atmosphere was nuts. I mean, it could be like a video boxing.
Fine Mandingo.
Yeah, but yeah, man, Mandingo. Yeah, and yeah, Eddie was on point for those English cards though. Not gonna lie.
Yeah. If we was gonna just name them in order, it'd be Top Rank, said Edmund, then Eddie. Like, I got no problem with that. They held it down. Mm-hmm. But Top Rank, they didn't get appreciated until the end of the year or like October.
Right.
If you was a true boxing fan, you was fucking with them from the summer because you were just happy to see boxing. A lot of niggas was just, these rubber cards. But then low key, you was getting good cards and some good fights too.
Yeah, he was.
Niggas was making their names on that shit. Like, how you upset at that?
Well, if it's not someone else that's doing it, it's it's not right. But that's the unfortunate thing. And Joshua, we did mention the referee Franco Maloney, which was Robert Byrd. Yeah, Robert Byrd should be retired. Robert Byrd.
Take his wife with him.
Yeah, I was gonna say Adelaide should retire too. Both of them fucking retire.
Yeah, absolutely.
If I had to choose Adelaide though.
Yeah, Adelaide first. Robert Byrd may have maybe a couple more performances after that, but yeah, Adelaide, I think she needs to be put out the pasture.
Just because at least Robert Byrd was at least average in his career was cool, but Adelaide was always horrible. I'm not gonna reward it. I ain't gonna reward the bench warmer with another contract. What the fuck?
Oh man!
And people could take this like, I'm like, damn, these niggas disrespectful. Nah, she disrespect my sport. Fuck it.
Yeah, with her score.
Nah, and that's the thing. Like Robert Byrd, I kind of give Robert a pass because Robert, I liked Robert as a referee. It's just he just got too old. It's time. Yeah. He stayed in too long. But I respect Robert Byrd as a referee. I have no respect for Adelaide as a scorekeeper.
Facts.
Yeah, absolutely facts. Oh man, but yeah, let me move on. Number 11, the best non-pay-per-view card of the year. LB, what was your choice, bruh?
Oh man, name something, nigga. Shit.
I mean, it depends. Like the one I have, I don't know if you want to call it a paper. It's not pay-per-view, but it's behind a paywall. Does that count?
Nah, it don't count. It's not pay-per-view. Pay-per-view is pay-per-view. If you paying like $800 for that motherfucker, it's pay-per-view.
Like the best card for me, and it was like
Zone doesn't count as a pay-per-view because it's not a paper. I mean, it's a subscription. It's a subscription. It doesn't count.
Okay. Yeah. In that case, like, my card, and I thought this card was dope from top to bottom. Was the Mikey Garcia Jesse Vargas card? Like that to me, that card didn't have what we call any lulls. Like it was on point. The Chocolatito win was on point, and then they had the cat with the pre-puberty voice on there that was kind of thumping on there. Yeah, I remember
that was a good card.
Yeah, that was probably Matchroom's best offering. Like, so and that was the one I was like.
Although I enjoy Povetkin White too.
Yeah, that one too because it had Taylor Person 2 on there, and then. They had some English, they had some Matchroom.
Had a good fight before that too.
Yeah, there was some brutal. I think there were a couple brutal knockouts on that before.
Yeah, that was a damn good card. Like that was a card that lived up to the weight.
It did because it was the last one of that whole summer series, and Eddie, and then they had the fireworks and shit on there too. Like that, like Eddie set that shit off. Like that. I mean that was a good payoff to watch. Some of the other shit that he had aired, the other summer series fights that he had before. But other than that, let's see.
Yeah, you just made me remember fucking Barsoom getting robbed again. They get shit.
Yeah,
was my robbery.
for me, it's the super duper flies. You know what I'm saying? It's the super fly.
But yeah, Romero and Barsoom, yeah, they got fucked royally both times this year. Hell yeah.
And then also low key, the PBC cards that didn't get that didn't get a lot of attention, like the 122 card was on point, as well as the one with Clayton and Lipinets. Those cards were cards did not get a lot of attention, but there was some solid quality boxing on both of those cards.
And then Delorme Jamal James is a good solid main event too. So
yeah, but the card wasn't that good.
Card was mid as fuck. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, the card was very mid, but that made it.
Yeah, you just got that little payoff. You know what? It got to be that Chocolatito card and Vargas Garcia. You got some like serious hands that night.
Yeah, that shit gave me a legit fight high because I wasn't. I mean, it was good on paper, but I wasn't expected to be like really good. I was like, man, Matchroom was seemingly on its way too because they had a nice quadruple header scheduled before COVID killed it. So it was just like, and then Matchroom kind of lulled a little bit after that.
So what's yours, King P?
Oh, sorry, I said the Superfly one, Superfly too.
The with Estrada and
Yes.
That was a fucking good card too. Yeah.
That from top to bottom, that was my favorite.
It was. I mean, the only bad thing was it the one where Mike Garcia gave an interview in the ring, or was that a different card?
No, that one Mikey was there.
Okay. Yeah, that was that interview with dude looked like he ate too much fucking pork.
Chorizo.
Yeah, skinny fat Mikey went to fat Mikey.
Yeah, absolutely. But you're right though. That was low key. Like DAZN did kill Eddie did kill that card. Wait, was that Eddie card?
Yo, Joshua got another comment. That card got no attention after the Wilder Fury fuckery. I remember y'all talking about that.
Yo, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Oh,
that's absolutely right.
He won the Fan of the Year award. Fuck that. I'm gonna just cut to it right now.
Yeah, because we really remember the shit we see back in February.
Yeah, so yeah, Joshua O won the Fan of the Year, the Ring Gang Radio Podcast year-end Fan of the Year awards for 2020.
Yeah, we did complain about that shit because because we was like, God damn it, because it was quality boxing, but the fucking Wilder in the follow-up, that shit got a whole bunch of attention. Like it was
that shit was like the middle child or middle stepchild. That's even like worse.
Yeah, fuck, man.
You want to go to college? I could do community college. Yeah, we're thinking more. I mean, you like jobs, right? Job Corps sounds good, right? Like, all right. Well, it's either that or you could work at the mill with your grandfather. What else? Like, damn, like niggas just ain't. Niggas said, "Fuck it."
Send that nigga to Everest College.
You could intern with the guy who makes the commercial. Yeah, he's real aggressive. He convinced me.
Oh shit, yo!
Imagine having that talk with your parents.
I'm saying, yo. Oh man, but yeah, him actually remembering that shit from February. Yeah, that's a true Ring Gang fan, though. Yeah, definitely salute to him on that. I'll go on to the next one. The best pay-per-view card of the year. I don't know. I definitely know my choice. P, what was yours?
This is fucking hard because most of the pay-per-view fights were non-pay-per-view worthy. So I would say none of you niggas, but I can't say none of you niggas. So I'd probably have to say the Charlo pay-per-view.
The doubleheader? Okay.
Yeah, doubleheader.
Yeah.
So yeah. Or hold on. Actually, no. I lied. The Tyson Roy pay-per-view.
Oh.
Okay, that was my answer. Shit.
So yeah, sorry. I had to think about that for a minute. I'm like, wait, I forgot the Carney event. So yes.
Yeah,
So Tyson Roy from front to bottom.
Because the Charlo was the best pay-per-view that was supposed to be regular card award, I guess.
Yeah, at least with that one, like there were 6 fights, 4 of them were pretty good. 2 of them, it should have been all 6 or something were good. For some reason, though, the Neri fight, which wasn't a bad fight, it just didn't turn out the way that we all expected it would be.
Neri, man, that dude ain't been the same since he left Japan.
Fuck Neri.
Or kicked out of Japan. That's phrase
he ain't been the same since he been pushing out them, them PEDs.
Yeah. And then the remote.
He hanging over there with the veterans of that shit.
Yeah,
he's
in that camp now. And then the Roman fight, which I expected was going to be some heat. It turned out Roman was just getting, should have took a loss, legitimately took a loss in that fight. And it was kind of rough to watch and not in a good way.
Damn, that was low. Yeah, that was low key a robbery. I forgot about that fight.
Yeah, Roman, and we're fans of Roman too. He makes good fights, but for some reason he went all mid on us on that night.
Yeah, he did. Like, if he would have got a draw, like it's sad when you get to the point in boxing when you damn wish somebody would get a draw so niggas just don't get the L. Because the other dude deserved that win, but you're like, fuck.
Mm-hmm.
PBC draw.
Deserved that win that night, and yeah, it was just. But yeah, like I said, I mean, it kind of, and in fact that 2 of those fights happened back to back on the second half, kind of fucked up the flow.
Yeah, it's like you in the rotation, but it's like the nigga who always with the blunt gets it before you. That's what those fights were.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck.
But overall, it was a good card. But
it wasn't pay-per-view worthy, and that was the problem. It was I felt like to me it was like the equivalent of going to a restaurant and paying $35 for baby back ribs.
Wow, yeah, because you can get some good baby back ribs for like
I can get that. Yeah, I can get that for like
$18.
Shit, in my case, I think it's the only pay-per-view that I actually bought at home. Because I thought the matchmaking, at least they actually showed me some of the matchmaking, so I wasn't disappointed in buying it, but I can see why people wouldn't say like it wasn't worth it. Though
this is the thing with pay-per-view, you gotta up the production values. Like the Tyson Jones card, you actually felt like you was watching something special, or
yes,
the presentation,
and this one, and also too because. I know LB and I had conversations about this before about November kind of like falling off the cliff after October, which was probably the best month for boxing that year. November was kind of like there was a lot of mid cards that were just like it was nothing, and this was literally the last card of that month, and
it saved boxing for November.
Yeah,
I felt like it was a late birthday present.
Honestly, like, because me and Elby were talking to us, like, honestly, I had fun watching this card, and that's something I don't say often. I haven't said in a while. I haven't said in years. I had fun watching this thing.
Yeah, Pat's a grumpy ass nigga.
True, but if you could make the grumpy nigga have fun at the carnival or at the carny, mission accomplished.
I mean, they had a low key fight of the year in its opening bout. Everyone was fucking with. Everyone was watching.
Man, that damn fight was good as fuck, nigga. Like,
yeah. Then they had another prospect. Shout out to my boy, at CES Boxing because both those fighters were in that they were in the 2 fights. So yeah, shout out to him on that CES Boxing. and then of course they had Badu Jack making his hand, nearly almost killing the poor guy, killing the roided up Kelly Pavlik. People were talking about, it's like some of the shit that niggas were saying during this car were having me fucking dying. And then of course like the commentary too. The commentary was just, was just.
You may as well say that for like the next awards.
Oh yeah, I'll save that though. But and then of course like the Nate Robinson, Jake Paul, was what it turned out to be.
And anytime you see Badu Jack, you don't see him get robbed, you pretty much had a decent night of boxing.
Yeah.
Or if you don't see him get a draw.
I mean, truthfully, he should have gotten a knockout in that fight. How that fight went the distance is beyond me, but hey, some people could just take beatings, and some people are like they get paid.
I mean, that dude was army strong. The fuck.
Yeah.
We had jokes about that. I remember.
Yeah, we did.
So, what if he would have been a ranger?
Yeah.
Okay, damn. I see.
My man took his adamantium before he went into the ring.
He was Weapon X. Oh man.
And then of course Mike and Roy, obviously just seeing them, just the surreal look like seeing both of them in the ring, 17 years after what they should have fought, which I mentioned in my boxing prediction video. So it's just like, it was kind of surreal seeing it, and seeing Tyson actually look like he looked pretty decent. Whereas Roy probably looked like he shouldn't really fight anymore, not even exhibitions, But overall, it was a fun night of boxing. Like, it gave me a different type of boxing high. I was like, it's like, man, PBC and Top Rank need to be watching this shit because this shit blew everything that they did out of the way in terms of its whole values and shit like that. It was.
And you really didn't hear nothing bad about it from anybody who saw it. It was only the little whole niggas who ain't watch it who was like, man, are you gonna watch that Carney shit? But it's like all you was doing was just being that person who said, you know what, that bitch don't look good because her elbow's too pointy. It's like all you was doing was being that person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like I said, I was watching this because it's curiosity. But like I said, I wasn't fucking with this beforehand, but I watched it because
how we look like casuals watching that over hardcore fans. Like if you're hardcore, you supposed to watch that automatically.
Yeah. So and I think this is probably the only time where the casuals and the hardcores were probably in line with each other in boxing. That also doesn't happen too much, But everyone was fucking with this card, and now
bullshit. Ryan Garcia and Luke Campbell kind of bringing that back.
Yeah, and now Triller is probably now, they actually established something, something that can actually give mainstream, the in prime boxers a run for their money, which is not a good thing in a way. It's not a good thing for us, for fans. It is, but not for in terms of boxers. That just means that boxing has a little work to do in developing fighters, so they can actually get to that type of level.
In developing events,
facts.
And promoting,
and
taking advantage of social media. So it was a learning moment.
Yeah,
but it was done in the most entertaining fashion.
Absolutely.
Think about like the best toy that you ever got, but you learned a lot from it. Niggas gave us a PS3 fucking pay-per-view. Niggas give you the PS5. Niggas give you a whole new system. Like, here, enjoy.
Yeah,
what did you learn?
Yeah, that shit was spectacular, man. Yeah, definitely Triller. I'm definitely fucking with whatever the next event is. I'll buy that shit just off the strength, of what I saw in Tyson Jones.
Let's get into the fuckery now.
Yeah, like the worst non-pay-per-view card of the year.
Ooh, that gotta be that Ortiz card, nigga.
Bro, you read my fucking mind. Oh, and there were some struggle cards this year.
Was.
I mean, Top Rank has
struggle fucking cake.
Yeah, no, Matchroom has some struggle cards this year, but yeah, there's something.
PBC got niggas beaten like the offering of ever. Like,
I mean, this
PBC. Like, I fucks with y'all, but come on.
Yeah, like this, like honestly, this, like this, because I was shitting
I think we're all in agreement with this one.
Yeah, because I was like, this is a waste of time for Ortiz. Like, how did you not fight all this on? He's fighting this bullshit. Like, I was like, this fight is a waste of time. People were like, no, Pat, not a waste of time.
I'm like Ortiz. Honestly, at this point, is like he's like the bitch on Instagram that's like, don't waste my time. Do I have waste my time written on my forehead? And niggas just waste their time. Like, we just waste Ortiz time and our time with these bullshit cards.
And it was Fox too, of all places. Like, if this was like an FS1, I'm like, okay, at least it's like,
yo, this card didn't deserve to be on anything. Like, this card, I would have watched
on Nickelodeon, nigga.
Yo, I'd rather watch a fucking World Star fight comp over that card.
Yeah, like it was so trash. It was trash, bro.
What? It was so trash. It was.
Yeah, I'm gonna call this nigga corrupt. That's the boxing version of the bitch nigga. You more of a bitch than a bitch. He's like, that card was so trash. It was trash.
Yeah, but honestly, yeah, this is where I was like, in the PPC on Fox's offering have not been good. Like, not one have actually been good. And this one was just like they ran out of fucking ideas, or they was fucking around. It was kind of high as kite, and it's like, you know, we'll put all this shit, and then we'll put a whole bunch of jobber ass niggas on this shit, you know. So maybe a mismatch too. And it was 4 fights. It was supposed to be 3. There was 4 of them, and they were all bad, you know, like stupid bad. And the other one,
it's like they had like a jobber factory that night.
Yeah, and then Ortiz was investigated for taking a fucking dive. It was a poor offering for PBC. Like, this is, the matchmaking, like, there was
I would rather see John Ruiz greatest hits over that bullshit card. Like,
well, damn, I wasn't gonna go that far now, but
yes, I'm taking it that far. Nothing. Let that be a lesson in the limit of how bad a card is. Like, that a card like that should never make it to any type of airwaves. Like, I wouldn't IG live that shit. I wouldn't StreamYard that shit. Like, that card was just a waste. Like, I'm sorry we even had to spend so much time shitting on it, but yo, like, please, PBC, don't ever do that again. And just so we ain't ganging up on you, we gonna Matchroom, don't even think about it. The Zone, please. Top Rank, like,
Golden
please,
Boy,
like,
don't think about it, you know.
Ring City, all y'all, like, whoever put out fights, like, please do better than that.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I first watched it. I was pissed at what I wasted so much time watching that bullshit.
For real, I'll never get those minutes back, those hours back. Like, waste of fucking space. Like,
that guy does something a lot more constructive watching that bullshit. But yeah, I think we shot on that card enough, man. We got shit on another type of card. Worst pay-per-view card of the year.
How many pay-per-view cards were there?
Yeah, there weren't a whole bunch this year. I mean, what,
the Tank?
I mean, there was Fury Wilder 2. There was Spencer Garcia. There's LC and Tank. And then Canelo versus Smith had a shoulder pay-per-view for the Zone, the first real pay-per-view. I mean, it was a pay-per-view. It's a shoulder one. Personally, it'd probably be the Canelo Smith one because it was a shoulder pay-per-view and they still pay like $69.95. See, they're idiots. I only paid $10 for that shit. Niggas only paid $70 if they're watching that pay-per-view because they didn't want to get the Zone. So, but since that was a pay-per-view, is a pay-per-view offering and an option, that's my choice.
Yeah, that wasn't really a good card like that.
No. Yeah, if it didn't have a pay-per-view, then Spence versus Garcia would have been my choice. But there was some moments on Spencer.
The Tank card was trash though too.
It went by quick. Like, every fight.
It did.
And Spencer Garcia was too. Like, Spencer Garcia wasn't really that good to me. So But Canelo versus
Yeah.
was just like it was very lackluster.
Yeah, because even the main event was like,
It was one sided as fuck,
yeah,
And
that
unfortunately,
shit was one sided.
it didn't say so. I mean, and since it was a pay per view option,
Shit, if Canelo threw more punches, he could have got a knockout, son. Like, I know people could say he tried, but look, man, 400 something punches, that ain't trying when you got somebody like that in front of you. Like,
right.
so that's all I'm saying. Like,
P, do you have any thoughts? P?
Oh, my bad. I would say the Spence Garcia pay per view.
Yeah.
yeah, I was trying. The main event saved that.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
No, but I mean, but the main event wasn't like the tank. The tank main event saved that. Like saved that from being the win.
Definitely.
Yeah. No.
If it wasn't
I thought the
for that, I
Spence
would
Garcia fight was good. Like,
if it wasn't for the main event and the knockout, I would have picked the tank Santa Cruz.
yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, so basically, like I said, there wasn't a lot of choices, but in terms of pay per views, it's like when you have something like Jones and Tyson being a better pay per view than actual boxing cards, yeah, we need to get better in 2021 about that if you want to be offering this total 2020 this pay per view 2021 type of jazz. Like you gotta, them cards gotta increase in quality and quickly, get some real matchmakers.
Yeah.
Oh man, so
I feel like we've been screaming that for a minute now, and we're falling on deaf ears.
Oh yeah,
maybe they'll hear that. They hear all the other shit they steal. So
yeah, they don't steal good advice. Oh man, let me go on to the next one. The next one is best commentary team of the year.
In a sea,
the Tyson card.
Yeah, I was gonna say in a sea of trash commentary, the Tyson one stands out the most.
Yeah. First of all, like none of them cats. They had Snoop, they had Sugar Ray, they had the Style Bender, and they had Morrow. Like a combination like that, like cats, and especially from someone like Sugar Ray, who's like a black hole when it comes to broadcasting, because dude be off in his own world sometimes. God bless him. He's a great, but he ain't been sharp in the booth in about at least 10 years, give or take. But surprisingly, he played the good straight man of that. And then Snoop was the MVP of the night. Snoop had fuckery upon fuckery, and so of course, punctuated with the whole, Nate Robinson, Jake Paul, and like, dude was out here singing hymns when Nate Robinson got sent to the bushes, and shit like that. Dude had jokes upon jokes, and Twitter was absolutely praising. This gets to the point where they're like, you know what? Snoop should go to hockey. Snoop apparently goes to he comments on hockey games and shit like that. And now Trilla's pretty much going to hire him to comment on their future boxing events. And they got the Style Bender on there for MMA. Dropping some good boxing knowledge. Dude played the straight man role pretty well, and also he knew when to joke. And then Morrow, was Morrow. This manic ass.
Yeah, it was a solidly built team, executed. I had no problem with it. Shout outs to them, and just to see the success that Snoop got afterwards just shows you.
Yeah. And also Joshua mentioned too, Osuna and did their thing in the Zepeda Baranchek fight. They did.
Yo, facts. That's a motherfucking fact. That was like the perfect commentary for that fight.
Because they went
felt it, man.
Yeah, they went ape shit. Especially Asuna went ape shit at the end. Oh my god!
They're the best duo in boxing. When you just got those two. I can fuck with them. They got the chemistry. There's no arguing. They both know what a jab look like. I mean, so
that was
who was
if I remember, was the
I
jab
mean,
that LB just set out there, you know.
neither would it be pushing for knockouts. You know, they just called the fight.
Yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, the Tyson and but Bradley Azuna, yeah, shout out to Joshua again. That's a good they're a good honorable mention. Like they're like two for me. So
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Bradley came into his own. Azuna, did his thing. Like, in that whole card.
yeah, let King P answer this. The next one first though.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So P, what is your choice for worst commentary team of the year?
Oh God, dude. Don't get me started. God damn it. Well, okay. Let me see. In a sea of trashness, one trash stands tall above the rest of the trash. I mean, do we have to even? Unfortunately, I have to say their names. Fucking Todd Grisham on fucking Zone.
Yes.
Fucking oh my God, Sergio Mora and the fucktard himself. And I'm not even gonna say it. If I fucking say his name, then fuck.
Trashix.
Yeah. So yes, trash it. So I mean, they like legitimately. I can say that I always sit through commentary, no matter how it might be. But like Mannix is now going to get from 2021. I will not do this anymore. Mannix is going to get the mute. So whenever I hear him when he's talking too long, I'm going to mute him because he makes no good point. He talks over people like he knows what he's talking about. He talks his interactions with fucking Mora are the worst, the absolute worst.
It's so disrespectful.
They have no chemistry. Like it's gotta take everything in Mora's body not to just slap the shit out of Mannix. I would have done it. Like there's no reason why he has to put up with that.
And low key, it's like sometimes I know Brian Kenny be like, it's like he's a bad fit for everybody. Like, cause separately, I fucks with Brian Kenny, I fucks with Mora, like K Upton, all of them, but like him and Todd Grisham is like the most rotten apples ever. Like,
yeah, because
and Todd Grisham is Todd Grisham knows nothing about boxing, and I've dealt with Todd Grisham over the years of being a wrestling fan, and he was a terrible wrestling commentator, and he's even worse at boxing. Imagine that.
Yeah, and it's those two. And what the worst thing is, though, those two drag Mora down. Now Mora, like when he's not around those two, he's pretty competent. But when he gets around, he starts talking stupid things, or he starts having his Oscar crushes and shit like that.
So even on his own, Mora isn't the best, but he's tolerable. Then you put him with those two, and he's completely intolerable.
Yeah, but see, I think I like Mora. Like Mora be saying some on point shit. Like he has a good eye, but it's like trying to find like a CD in a fucking haste. No, like like in a pile of shit. I don't know. Like he's just surrounded by just obstructions, and the gems don't come as polished like they supposed to. And
no, they don't.
Hear a lot of bullshit in the zesty comments and like
zesty comments. That's a good way of putting it. It's just a lot of stupid shit, and then the insults, and it's just like a lot of inside jokes that they be giggling hee hee ha ha about it. And it's like
it's like a superpower for making people regress when you become like in contact with them. Like that's Trash X's damn power. Like.
Yeah, it's just like like we're praying for them. Like they need to be replaced. Need to be replaced like quickly. I can't. Yeah. Like and I am a DAZN. Like I said, I support DAZN, but the one thing about DAZN that I've never been a fan of is just its commentary. So since jump,
commentary is the worst. Like a lot of people complain about it, and it's like how these niggas still got jobs, like.
Like, yeah, these dudes are just terrible all around. Like, they don't even really know boxing. Like, that's why, like, I'm like, Mannix needs to get checked. Like, he needs to, like, starting 2021, he needs to start getting checked more often.
Like
Didn't
honestly,
fucking didn't
like the
Charlo check
amount of
him?
times, Charlo
That's
checked
what
him
I'm saying.
hard as
That's
fuck.
why I'm like, he needs to start getting that
Yeah,
energy more.
everybody need to have that energy like Charlo had.
And it's not like this zone doesn't have any talent. I mean, Rosado for the times that he did the absolute job. Like they have someone they can pair Rosado and Mora together, and they will say and they will be
Oh,
entertaining. They will
that makes
call
too
the
much
damn fight.
sense.
But
It makes
no,
too much sense.
that makes too much sense.
And if you think about it, I used to think Jim Gray was, could be disrespectful, and he was at times, and he would get checked so many times, but fucking like Mannix, I think is like way worse.
Jim Gray. Sorry, Jim Gray isn't. I never found Jim Gray that disrespectful. Like, but
he have his moments though.
but no, I think Jim Gray was more of like kind of like a semi line stepper, like, but he was kind of funny at least. At least him and like when him and Merchant were kind of disrespectful, they were funny. Like Mannix was just
Merchant was funny. Like Jim Gray, that shit came dry as fuck, bro.
no. Like his dryness was funny. Like it was that he did that. He was that dry humor. It was funny.
Funny as in, I just fought this nigga for 12 rounds and you cracking dry ass stale jokes that I want to smack the shit out of you. Funny, yes.
But like nothing about Mannix is funny at all. Like it's completely disrespectful. And
Yes, and then we have another person, VDG Studio. Shout out to Prolific Genius and Rafi the Don.
Oh yeah, yes, sir. Big shout out to my boy Prolific Genius 1 and RTDZ, of course, Ring Gang in the building. Yes, my UK brothers out there, yes.
Yes, sir. Oh man, but yeah, and then and for honorable mention, also we always gotta mention Lennox Lewis and Goosen because, frankly,
I fucks with Goosen, but it's like Lennox Lewis, like
Lennox drags.
Lennox.
He drags them down. Man.
The worst thing and it's probably the most memorable thing is that stupid Lennox. No, I don't give a fuck how it's pronounced. It's Lennox, Lennox Lewis. We've been saying Lennox for how many fucking years now? Lennox. And they
new age bullshit out.
Yeah, and it was just fucking ridiculous. Like Lennox Lewis was never a good commentator. Like Lennox Lewis was a smart fighter. He was an intelligent fighter. He wasn't, but some people are just not intelligent behind the mic. He's the prime example of that. He was.
I don't think he's not intelligent. I just like he's not articulate. That's more.
Yeah.
I don't know. Everything that you say about Sugar Ray Leonard is my complaints about Lennox Lewis. Like he's a black hole of charisma. Right.
Yeah, and the funny thing about Sugar Ray used to be good. Like Sugar Ray used to be on point, but I think
that's the thing. So he gets a little more pass. Like Lennox was never good.
Yeah, like Sugar Ray had his moments because Sugar Ray was really good, but I also think he followed the sport more. That's the thing.
And that's what I'm saying. Like that's why it was great. That's why I enjoyed his commentary on the Tyson on the Thriller pay-per-view because they put him in like they're asking him boxing questions because the guys there weren't really weren't boxers like that. Yeah. So like that's in his realm. So he can talk boxing, the technical parts of boxing all day long in his sleep.
That's good coaching. Like that means good presentation. You using him to the best of his ability.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah, but then like I said, Lennox never had it and never will. He's not. He was
trash with Kellerman and Bob Papa.
Yeah.
He was
the funny thing is, I used to be one of those people that thought Foreman was kind of annoying. I'd take Foreman over Lennox any day.
Of course. Like that goes without saying.
Yeah, Foreman's commentary never bothered me. I don't know why people.
Yeah, he never bothered me like that.
Because Foreman used to check Larry Merchant and Jim when he got out of line, but he'd also drop his jewels too.
Yeah.
And he was
no, man.
I just thought Foreman first Foreman. I felt like he came off as a grandpa sometimes. So I would always call him Grandpa Foreman, and he was like the worst when it came to like exaggerations. Like he was like, oh, like he made it seem like the nigga in the ring was gonna die. Like, bro,
Yo, I'm gonna just tell you the truth, yo. Like King P, like we're short niggas, man. We'll never understand like heavyweight exaggerations.
I guess that might be it.
Like, it's a different ego them niggas got. Like,
and well, with Foreman's case, Foreman is a straight killer from Fifth Ward, so he's not in Houston. So
yeah, so imagine that. Nigga knocking out cows and shit. Like, bro. Like,
yeah, dude. Dude was one of the strongest people alive in his prime. Like, who's gonna tell him what he's talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like, Foreman, but that's what and Foreman did is like no one's gonna check Foreman like that. Hell, even during the whole fucking like going back with the Bogalada popping off and shit, like dudes weren't trying no damn George Foreman.
He's like, oh, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that.
You don't want to do that, son. Don't do that.
You're gonna try George Foreman now.
Exactly. Yeah, George Foreman is my mom's age. Yeah, I still want to try George Foreman. George Foreman still looks scary. He's still scary.
Like, wasn't he? He just had a birthday. He's like what 72? No, wait, 65. Wait,
he's 72. Yeah.
Damn, like he my pop's age. So like, yeah, like
he's my mom's age too. Yeah, like Foreman, he's still kicking, bro.
Yeah, and he still looks like he could go tip some cows over.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he'll still fucking shoot the fade. My pops look like he'll just shoot you. Like, yeah.
But the commentary team, like I said, the zone across the board. The zone, hopefully, if the zone, obviously so far they're doing good with trying to make some fights, but make some fight commentary changes as well. Like I want like you have the potential to actually have some good commentary. Utilize it. Take Ernest and Christian out of there. You took Sugar Ray out of there. I don't know what the problem is.
I just feel personally like the chemistry across the board on all platforms is like lacking. When those like take any of them, like even guys that I like and respect with Bradley and Ward, when you put those two together and they try to be like that chemistry, it's just it's so cringeworthy.
Well, because even though I know I've seen them too act like they're like really
their careers run too parallel. You need like polar ice, like you need polar opposite tandems to work that. Like you got two light hitting, headbutting, fucking Hall of Fame. Scrappy dudes that weren't known for well, Bradley's a little different, but you get what I'm saying, man.
Yeah, I think that because they're too alike in some ways.
Yeah, like
but one of them tries to be contrary. But one of them tries to be contrary to what they actually were when they were boxing, which kind of and then since they know each other so well, it kind of makes certain things that they talk about awkward.
And then the thing is, it's like Ward kind of took over the whole company lane Bradley had, but Bradley wasn't ODing with it though. Ward kind of took that
and went company man. It's like, and then Ward
he went company man on like steroids, like.
Yeah, and it's not like Ward is an intelligent guy when he speaks. Like he was intelligent, but dude, so
he's mad arrogant and his scorecards suck.
Yeah.
He's very arrogant, even though he's a humble guy.
But that's the thing, like he always I always saw like the arrogance in his boxing. And it was
I was just saying pretentious. Pretentious is the better word.
That's a good word. I like good.
That's a good word. I still see it because the arrogance shows in them scorecards. Because you couldn't tell this nigga he was arguing. He was arguing Bradley down about that jab in that Postal Ramirez fight.
I'm saying,
like I couldn't believe I was hearing that. I'm like, did this motherfucker say like he got this nigga winning? Like, no, nah, like.
Ward is, and the funny thing too is like, Yeah, I mean, hopefully, maybe War kind of like toned some of that shit down going into time. Because, like I said, when War and Bradley were on, they were on. When they weren't, you got a whole lot of nonsense. So,
But that's the thing; they were hardly ever on, though. I mean, think about it. Like, you could compare our chemistry to theirs. How many times we were off?
Yeah, very few. I mean, I can't even remember the last time. Usually, if we're off, it's either when we're physically or we're really going through something. And I think that we have that.
And then they can still try to mail it in and be like, all right, okay, hold on. Like, I may not give you, 30 and 20, but I give you 20 and 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, I 18 and 12. It's like these niggas
we at least try to give you a Michael Jordan flu game.
That's what I'm saying. But like Ward Bradley, like they off is like, damn. Let me see. Wow, like we could do basketball or we could do boxing.
They just try to one up each other too much, and that's the most annoying part. Like you niggas don't have to sit here and try to one up each other.
Yeah, and then they start loud talking each other.
It's like an all-star game.
Yeah. If you pass me the ball, we could have won the game.
It's like, dude, it's an all-star game. Why y'all niggas act like y'all trying to be MVP forever type shit? Like, like y'all act like y'all about to get an NBA ring and an Olympic medal. like y'all niggas is acting like Wade and Kobe that time, like real shit. R.I.P. Kobe, but
facts. Oh man, but
imagine that like on every time you off.
Oh man, but yeah, no, it's just they weren't the worst of the year, but it's just like we had to mention them because, like I said, they were on one for most of the year. So I'll go to the next one. Business as usual award. Nothing changed. Business as usual.
That was just my personal award. I could just say, for Monster, because business as usual. That nigga just, fought a top opponent, dominated and knocked them out.
Yeah, especially coming off cracked orbital and all types of catching all types of fades from no near to near.
That was business as usual. I mean, King P, what's your business as usual award? Who just did what they were supposed to do?
Anthony Joshua.
That's another one.
Business as usual.
That was a little struggle business though.
But it's still business. I mean, business as usual.
And that KO was brutal as fuck. It make up for it.
Yeah. And then Mike, what was that, P?
Nah, I ain't saying nothing.
Oh, okay. And then in my choice, us, nigga, Ring Gang Reader, we were business as usual, nigga. We did that shit. We leveled up. We branched out with animation, music, prediction videos, cartoons, increased our numbers across the platforms. People were doing different things within. We kept it business as usual.
Yeah, we was your essential niggas during the pandemic. We was your essential.
Yeah, nothing came for us. We did what we had to do. So yeah, that's why I picked us. We were the perfect recipients.
Even when no boxing was going on, niggas just getting fed. So
facts.
Oh yeah,
So yeah, definitely. So everyone was true to us, but I felt like Ring Gang, we really held it down. When shit was a lot different. Because like I said before that, also we had a lot of pockets, but we also had some media content too. Like we went to fights and shit like that. I went to fights and and then this year and
I went to fights too.
Yeah, 2020. Yeah, it was.
I'm still waiting to get my fight cherry popped.
Hey, look, nigga, you just pick up pizzas for now.
New guy this, new guy that, whatever.
Yeah, but we're trying though. Like I said, like I said,
yeah, we tried.
Yeah, 2020, LB was the one who actually saw a live fight this year. It's of course that ruined my.
Fuck. That was it. That was the best card, non-pay-per-view card of the year. That was it. How I fucking forget that one?
I mean, I still like the Garcia one more than, but I can see that the other one though.
Because you had the Jake Paul knockout. You had that one nigga getting the upset. You had fucking Tevin Farmer losing. Nah, that was
because Roman Akhmadaliev was also a Fight of the Year candidate too, because that shit was a raw fight. And then and then Farmer Jojo did because you don't like.
That's another prediction. Jojo Diaz with the upset victory. Yeah,
and then the YouTubers and honestly, and if Andre had actually ended his fight within the first seconds, like he was what we thought he was about to do, that shit would have been solid. Like that shit would have been like the only. I
remember Angulo beat that other guy.
Anthony Sims,
Anthony Sims, that was the upset.
The only low point was dude that came in there, talking about there's blood in the ring, no cap. Some young rap nigga I never really know.
What's her name? Serrano got a KO.
Yeah, she did.
So that card was like was dope all around.
Yeah, if only Andre had actually scored the knockout in the seconds, then like, okay, then that should have that fight was like
gave him 5 rounds.
Yeah, too long.
It still was too long. Then he was leaving.
Yeah,
but so my bad. I just when bringing that back up, I was like, oh shit, like wow, like how the fuck I forget that? That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Let's see our next one. This is one of my favorite superlatives. Favorite episode of the year. Joshua. If you have a favorite episode, please hit us in the comments, since I know you definitely be listening, man. But fellas, LB, I'll go with you, man. What was your favorite episode we've done this year? In 2020, excuse me.
I think maybe the second one with Keith Soprano. Damn. I think that was 2020, right?
Yeah, 2020, bro. No. Was Keith did we do the Ryan Garcia?
That was for the Ryan Garcia fight, so that ended up being what, 2021?
The preview was in 2020, I believe.
Oh, so damn, that might just make the cut.
Yeah, because we did the recap in 2021.
Yeah. But damn, I can't think of none at the time. But that one was funny as fuck. There's some more shit.
Like the ones where there's like more of us, like there's 5 or 6 of us. Like I know there was some fuckery ones.
The one where we had everybody on it, like we had Rome and PJ on it too.
Yeah, I forgot we had them for a couple episodes. There was one, or there was one just from where it was nothing but jokes. I think it was one of our early ones of the year. Trying to think about that one, because we were definitely talking about some movie or TV or something like that.
Oh, the platform was a good episode.
Yeah, it was. Hey, that had jokes for days.
That shit was good. Yeah.
And then, of course, I gotta mention, of course, the 50 Cent Lloyd Banks one. Because that one, further things too is like prior to that one, me and LB used to talk about like, it's like what is the key to getting people to like to views? And this is around the time then we in the 50 Cent Lloyd Banks, because it was a topic, and we did it, and it was long, and it was the competition. Our conversation was flowing. B-U-P, like we killed it, like, but it wasn't anything that we expected that people would be so engaged about. In that, and within like not even a day, it's like that shit exploded for us. Like views, the convo, the engagement that we got, like the comments, like it was fucking ridiculous. Like. And me and Elby was sketching. It was like it might have been that we just hit the topic at the right time or something like that.
Yeah, because the book just came out.
Yeah,
and then, book, the little clips of the interviews, the audio book version.
Yeah,
everybody was talking about it.
Everything about the episode was dope because we had a little side, but I remember like we killed that podcast. And that was not only 50 Cent, because we had plenty of 50 Cent podcasts that year between that and then the Floyd one where we talked about Floyd and the Gucci one, that and T.I. That shit was hilarious.
Oh yeah. We had some good ones. Even the first Key Soprano one was good.
Yep.
The Ryan Garcia and Fury takes.
Yep. The Wilder shit. Yep.
The wildest shit, yeah. Oh wow. Damn. Fuck.
Yeah.
Like those are some good ones, man. Yeah.
We basically we talked about so much shit this year, but I definitely and P, what about you? What was your what are your choice or choices?
My choice for favorite episode of ours.
Yeah.
My personal favorite. It's my many to choose from, but my personal favorite was. Let's just say this episode wasn't marinated or built up. It just happened. That back and forth, like that was probably one of my favorite. That was my favorite episode, just because you got the me and LB finally boiled. It was no more subliminal semantical battles. It was full blown.
Yo, that was a good one though. That was like
I enjoyed all the movie reviews. I'm sorry, the all the movie reviews and the music reviews.
Oh yeah, and also us when we were pretty much bashing Paulie because after the racist shit.
That was a good episode too. Yeah,
we went in on that shit.
He was in prime form, like
yeah.
Yeah, there be some nights where that shit just be clicking.
Usually when we got to shit on somebody and we all do it in unison. That's usually when we're at our best.
I'm just going through some of them right now, like the copping please one, like the one that the cop that was talking tough, and so some boxers was pulled his hoe card, and we made fun of that shit too.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Mm-hmm. And then low-key, the one that probably should have gotten more attention, and truthfully, is probably because it's not usually something you'd expect to hear from us, is the Juneteenth and reparations one. LB killed that podcast. But it was one of those episodes that might have been too real for some people.
Yeah, that was a special interest episode.
Yeah, that was that one. And honestly it needed to be said at the time, but I think that one was a little bit too real for people because there was a lot of knowledge being born in that one. Like a lot of, like some people that like to fake that they actually, that they actually woke. They couldn't come close to that level of deep that was in that.
Look at how the country headed to is like right now. Like,
yeah,
that's just kind of crazy. Like we was predicting how shit'll just blow up and just go crazy and and how now niggas ignoring black people what we did.
Oh yeah. I now I remember that one because I remember we had that one, but I remember that was the one where me and LB had a disagreement on racist Bernie Sanders. I remember that.
Yeah. Let's say there was
that was another semantic battle, though a full blown.
Oh man, but yeah, no, we definitely had killed some episodes this year, definitely. In 2020, it was, shit was excellent. But yeah, some of we done so much. So I might have to revisit it. I do revisit our podcast because some of them should be hilarious. But I think I'm gonna really dig into because really go dig into our archives some more.
Yeah, I'm talking about you got like some like entertaining shit in there. I think the Chavez Jr. Was another one.
Yeah, and so was the Tale of Two Swifts. I think that was yeah, that was the one where I think I probably went in on both of them.
Yeah, I know you passed out on that. You had the Capadonna Winter Wars verse.
Yeah, I think because usually when Swift is in a bad fight and it happens on a bad card, it doesn't take much for me to start going in.
He had his Vegeta moment.
Swifts of a Feather.
Swifts of a Feather. Yeah, that's actually a dope title too. Oh man, but yeah, no, those were we killed some of those episodes this
But I
year.
ain't gonna lie, like if you take like the top 10 episodes, I feel like each year we have like a few that get added to like that top 10 list. I would like if someone said, "What's that ring gang top 10?" You know, I'm gonna fucking make a playlist on YouTube, and I'm gonna just put it as like top 10 or like classics, like essential ring gang. Like if you caught one episode and you're like, damn, you know what? I might give these niggas a chance. I might fuck with them. I'm gonna just put like the 10 best podcast episodes on that one playlist, and y'all just fucks with that. Because that's where each year it's like it gets added. Like I'm going back to the the Smollett
that one will never not be classic. Yeah,
that shit was fucking classic.
yeah. We will.
Joshua got upset by Ruiz.
Yeah, because I spazzed on that one a little bit.
Classic, like EP.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
The amount of damn.
we have some classics in there, man. You know?
Man.
Yeah,
I didn't even go all the way back to the Jared Hurd and Laura.
Yeah, yeah, that one
That
or
was
one,
classic.
or the one where Khabib went ape shit. That we had jokes for that too.
Oh yeah, damn. You know what's another underrated one? That other MMA card, because I remember Key Soprano. Shout out to Key Soprano. He had messaged me about that. Like he's like, yo, this one had me rolling. Like you talking about fucking the Zoloft party? I mean Zoloft party. He's like, you was bad because what's his name lost? Like Masvidal.
Yeah, yeah. You were low key pissed that night.
Nigga was going off that night, but that was another good one.
Yeah, definitely. Like part of 2021, we're definitely gonna go through our archives and start circulating some of our old episodes again. Because
some of that shit timeless, man.
Absolutely.
Man, back.
Oh man, so let me go on to the next superlative. We only have two more people. The last one, 19th, is underrated fighter of the year.
Ooh, yo, King P. I know you got one.
This is a tough one. I'm trying to think of who
you think deserves some props that you don't think they really got.
That's kind of tough. Now you got me thinking right
difficult.
Now. Yes, I know. Give me a minute. I'll come right back because I'm still thinking.
Okay.
Pat.
I mean, he was mentioned before, but Joe Smith, because like I said before, Joe Smith had some very underrated performance, and I don't think they got a whole lot of attention. But dude, actually, because after the Bivol fight, everyone was like, this dude's a little too one-dimensional. Like he's powerful and all, but Bivol pretty much was boxed his head off like 11 out of the 12 rounds. And then he starts off 2020 with the Jesse Hart win, and then the Alvarez win. Like Alvarez one would shock the hell out of me because Alvarez has been in with tough guys, and he, as far as I know, had never been dropped, much less stopped. And Smith, pretty much hit him with all types of heat, for 9 rounds, and finally dropped him, had him in the bushes. So in like that, and it's not. And Alvarez can punch. Alvarez has one punch knockout.
He's the one dude who consistently geese Howard niggas.
Yeah.
Which is, if you been fucking with it, that's body somebody out the ring.
Yeah, exactly. And then now dude's on the verge of possibly finally becoming a world champion. He's gonna be part of the first top rank event of 2021. So and most of us expect us that he will actually win this fight. Now, obviously, we hope he does because we would hate for him to have.
We'd love to see it.
Yeah, we'd hate for him to have a dog bay moment. early in February. you know,
Nah, like it don't count if it got to be something else. Like you get upset early that year, that early. That's like a what is that, a J Rock? I don't know. But it's not the Dog Bay, because Dog Bay, you remember you hot for like 90% of the year.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, Dog Bay. Yeah. Because Dog Bay was at
But no. Nah, it's the Clay Collard.
yeah.
Let's get it right. Remember, Dog Bay came back. Like he cool now. Like Clay Collard, it's
Clay
the Clay
Collard.
Collard Award.
Yes, Clay Collard.
You got to close out the whole year, man. Because the sad thing is going into the next year, we remember that loss over those wins.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like
Even if you put niggas into the hospital.
yeah, and then he faltered, unfortunately, in his final appearance. So Joe Smith was definitely my choice. LB, what about you?
You know what? Mine's gonna be in a resurgence of damn female boxing. I think her name is up there. And it don't seem like she gets the props as the Serranos and the Shields and the Taylors, and don't even have the robbery or the pursuits to really even harp on. And I'm gonna say that's Shorty just got her title, on a crazy day of boxing. That should have been a damn that might be the new award. We amend the list for 2021, but best boxing day.
Yeah.
Because this was literally a boxing day on a Halloween.
Word.
And she won her world title. I'm talking about I might fuck up the name. Michaela Mayer.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, okay, yeah. So shout out to her. Like she's my underrated fighter of the year. Like, good hand speed, decent power, good ring generalship, movement, good jab. Like, it's solid all around. She don't fight scary,
Yeah, her fundamentals are solid.
Huh?
I said her fundamentals are solid. They're
hell yes, solid as fuck.
Just want to make sure. Just hope she sits more on her punches more, because she boxes, but she don't be sitting on her punches all that much.
Yeah, all I see is she's Jamel Charlo early stages. But even then, Jamel could punch. It just the knockouts weren't there, but you never thought he was no, Milanaji or somebody.
Yeah, no.
So that's how I look at her. So that's underrated. So I know King P got one.
All right. So after some, because my thing was, I'm thinking of if these people are considered underrated, but it is what it is. We can debate that if you want. But the first guy I was thinking of isn't really, I don't want to say like underrated, but now he's finally like getting his due now with his win, was Mr. most known unknown Asian, the 3-6 Mafia of Asian fighters, Nakatani.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like Nakatani now made himself like he was underrated, and he did give Teofimo a tough time, but people were still like we still didn't know what to make of him. And so now
more people shitted on Teofimo for that than
exactly then
give
gave
it to him.
Nakatani his props, and I feel like Nakatani is a legit player as long as he can stay, because I know he's got eye problems, but he's for real. So I felt like he was underrated, and now he's making that shine up. Now people could take him seriously now, not just some random unknown Asian jobber.
Right.
I was gonna say Joe Smith is up there as well. But I didn't want to go with the obvious one. But I know Joe Smith is definitely up there with his performances.
Cesar Martinez up there.
Yeah, we went a long way from calling him generic Joe back in the day to he ain't so generic now.
Yeah,
I
no.
don't think he ever deserved that nickname. I never called him that shit. Like
Yeah, but I know many people.
many people did though. You right.
And the other one, the last guy, I don't want. He's. I don't even think he's really. I don't even know if you could say underrated, but he gets lost in all the other young fighters, and now he's finally starting to like people like between all the young guys like Ryan Garcia and Tank and Devin Haney and all those other guys and Shakur, but yet I don't hear as many Chris Colbert fucking name drops. And I think he's super, super talented. And I feel like he's on that cusp. Like he can be with all the top young guys, but I don't hear his name as much as the other ones. So I feel like he is
He
kind
needs
of.
one more performance like his last one.
That's what I'm saying. Yes, between that and the Corrales performance, he's the goods to me. But his name isn't like it's. He just needs that one more, and he's there. But I think talent wise, he's there, and I've always been high on Colbert.
Because he's lost in like the 130 shuffle. I mean, he has one of the GameStop belts, and but I think
Yeah, and that doesn't help his case either because it's a damn GameStop belt, damn Kmart belt. But
As you see, at super lightweight and lightweight or junior lightweight, email belts and GameStop belts don't really mean shit.
yeah, like honestly, dude needs another high profile fight, which is the main event, and he has that type of performance against Arboleda, and he in his play.
yep, and you know what? After consideration, I'm gonna give him the nod as the most underrated of those three. If I have to choose one, I'm gonna choose Colbert.
Okay,
Word.
go with that. That's what it is, man. All right, and we'll go.
And 3 different boxer picks, like that was good. Like,
So and we'll go to our final superlative of the year, of the night, overrated fighter of the year. Oh, I know I have my.
Go ahead.
yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
None other than fucking Deontay Wilder. Overrated. Yes, you have a right hand, people. Yes, and of course I harped about this plenty of times about gave him a whole bunch of nicknames, and then
And you honestly, I was like your pick is like super unexpected.
And the only reason why is I say overrated too is like people say, oh, well, he could box, he's a bronze medalist and all this, but in the second Fury fight, keep in mind the type of adjustment that Fury made should have not turned out how it turned out. Like it was a simple adjustment. It wasn't like he did all types of shit. Like Fury beat Wilder two different ways. One officially, and the official ways he just moved forward and made Wilder punch up.
Throw the right hand more.
Yeah, and
takes away from the shock factor.
Yeah, and the wild thing about that is Wilder did not adjust to that. So that shows to me like boxing IQ is not there. It's not where it needs to be. And people used to tell me that, and he got beat badly. He got severely beaten for that. So now it's the point, and like I seen, and it's not like he even tried to come back from it. Instead, he made excuses, and then certain people made excuses with him. And it's just like I was like, yeah, I've never seen this before ever. Like, because niggas were really like we're into that one punch and you're gone type of bullshit. And he couldn't make a simple adjustment against Fury coming forward. So yeah, overrated. Like nothing else really, is really close to me than seeing that.
The way Wilder career is it at now, I can't really say he overrated fighter of the year to me. Like because he was like knocked out for like majority of the year.
Yeah, just for this year, I can't call him overrated for this year because this definitely isn't the year to give him that prize. Pat just wants to do Pat just wants to do a victory lap.
Like honestly, like if you'd have did it for 2019, he could have won that. The motherfuckers thought that was Thor knocking Brazil and Ortiz out.
No, honestly, if it was like if Wilder had actually fought better but lost, I probably would have not given it. I would have never given it to him.
But I understand where you're coming from because he still gets mad mentions and he's like so like out of the public eye. Like
Yeah.
He's living his life twerking somewhere or some shit.
With his pants down, halfway down.
Yeah,
It's just,
and niggas is still out there caping for him. So I feel you. What about you, King P?
All right. So after a lot of thought, unfortunately, and I'm not trying to shit on this guy, but it's
Here it
more.
comes.
I mean, it's more. It's both overhyped and overrated. His overhypeness has made him overrated.
Hold
Unfortunately,
on, wait. Before you say this, does his stance have anything to do with this?
no, no. I don't even know who you think I'm. Who do you think I'm talking about?
Nah, I'm just making guesses. I'm like one of those niggas. Like, so what happened? And then you're like, oh, so he got shot. He's like, nah. But see what? And I'll just be one of them niggas.
No, I got you. I feel you. But unfortunately for this year, Mister Overhyped, overrated. His 2020 was overrated, Mister One Round Man. Edgar Berlanga. So much hype. I mean, listen, I'm not trying to shit on the dude. Dude has potential. Dude definitely has the power. But I need to see more. And this pick was basically solidified when I talked to people.
Wait, hold on. I'm missing out on some prime shit and like,
bro,
Sorry, can you hear me now?
chill. Like, yo, fix your sound.
Can you hear me now?
you sound like you're on a walkie-talkie.
Yeah.
Hold on. Can you hear me? Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, barely, nigga. Like,
Yeah, man. Yeah, that was kind of weird. Yeah, you went walkie-talkie on us.
damn, it's like somebody like,
it's like a walkie-talkie when my 9V would be dying out in my walkie-talkie, yo.
for real, man.
You know,
It felt like somebody got cut off, and it's like you was waiting for that verse.
yeah.
All right, can you hear me?
Oh,
Yeah.
but then they got the CD to work again. Okay.
Yeah, we
All
can.
right, we back. All right, so I'm not trying to shit on Edgar Berlanga. I think he has potential. Unfortunately, his year of just starching cans in one round has gotten him a lot of hype and a lot of he's the next thing. And I'm just like, but he hasn't fought anybody. I need to see more. Well, it's not his fault because I would talk to people and they'd be like, well, it's not his fault. They're putting him in front of him. Well, then they need to put better people in front of him. Oh, well, all the people that are better are ducking him. I'm like, are you serious? The top rank has overhyped his year of round cans has made him overrated to me. I need to see more.
This nigga said this dude been a walking PBC card.
Basically.
Oh man. And then LB, what about you?
I almost don't want to even answer this one because, like, I do feel like Berlanga deserves, he deserves some of that. But then, like, I do feel like both y'all gave good answers. Mine's like, you know what? Mine's is gonna be two people.
Okay.
But for the wrong reasons. But it's two people, and and we'll see if they fight this year, or if the young niggas that take their spot. But mine's is Spence and Crawford. I've seen too many pound for pound lists where Spence is like number 1 or 2, and it's like I'm just like flabbergasted, like appalled, like.
Yeah, the Spence has not done top 5 shit at all. Like,
not saying he's not good, not saying he's quality, not saying he's not deserving to be in pound for pound, but no way he deserves to be 1, 2, or 3. Like,
no, not at all.
Yeah, like.
I mean, you guys could say, Monster. Just who's Monster being? Monster is actually bodying his rated opponents in his division. He's not bodying cans. He's bodying people that don't get bodied. and he's bodying like the top fighters in his divisions. Like Spence is not doing that.
Yeah,
and not
it's
bodying
not
leftovers.
Yeah,
exactly. He's not playing somebody else's saved game
yeah,
and getting like lesser scores.
yeah. Because I know that's like that's like one of the biggest arguments. Whenever I hear some, whenever you tell someone like Spence ain't like top 3 or top 5, then then they go to anyway with it. It's like then they start going in on that. I'm just like
Oh man, who did he fight? I don't know these guys. Oh yeah, I don't know boxing.
yeah, like if in a way,
You can say that.
yeah, in a way unifies bantamweight. Like he had. I mean, he can actually challenge for a number 1 position if he actually unifies 118 and then goes on and wins the title at 122. Like,
So that's how I feel about Spence. But Crawford on the other end, I feel he's overrated as well because for the type of opponents for his last 3 fights, for the type of opponents he's fought, that's not top 5 caliber opponents. Meanwhile, you got Canelo fighting Smith, and he's a guy that I've been on. Like, come on, like.
And LB's been shitting on Canelo all the time, so that tells you.
Monster, beating a top-rated contender, dominating him. Juan Estrada getting a good performance, good win. A lot. And this is the thing. It's not like Usyk. I could understand because he's had the injuries, but Crawford, nah, you don't get that pass, man. Like 2019, you had like Amir Khan and Mean Machine, bro. 2020, you get fucking the leftovers of the leftovers of the leftovers.
Yeah,
and you let it burn your mouth when you microwaved it too long for 3 rounds.
Oh
yeah, my man beating up neck bones, like getting the neck portion of the wing.
So it's like, yeah, we could always look at the eye test, and I understand pound for pound is okay. Who if everybody's the same size, similar dimensions, whatever, or that division, who would the best chance of winning the fight? I really don't think Crawford beats a lot of these niggas if he they size, man. I can imagine Monster at welterweight. Like the division will be unified already. We be talking about, that nigga might give Jamel a fade. I don't know. And look what we have now. So like, come on. These 2 niggas ain't even fighting, or don't even seem like they want to fight. Like, they both overrated as fuck for me. Like, but more so Crawford though.
Well, I mean, that was a given for you. Of course, you.
I mean, I'm gonna keep it 100. Where everybody's putting Spence, they should put Charlo. Charlo should be in those spots. Like Charlo's on the cusp of top 5. And when our pound for pound list come, you're gonna see on mine he's high up.
Yeah. And that reminds me. Let me bring up something else related to that too, and someone who needs an honorable mention: Sergey Derevyanchenko. Now he's a tough fighter. I'm not gonna say but this is what I'm talking about. In 2020, when Jamal Charlie beat Sergey Derevyanchenko, there was a lot of nonsense being stuff like, oh, he's the best middleweight. To he beat him worse than Triple G and Jacobs and whatever. And he should be top 5. No, he shouldn't. In fact, he shouldn't even be top 10. Really, like maybe you want to put him like after, like maybe top 15, sure. But Jamal Charlo hasn't done anything at middleweight.
He was supposed to stop Derevyanchenko. Let's be honest. Like,
yeah, and he was supposed to stop someone like Korobov too. And he got his head boxed off in that fight.
But it's the thing, more so Derevyanchenko. See, because you know why? Korobov got power. He could box. He has the pedigree. but he wasn't like, yeah, you could say he was a little older, but he wasn't put through the ringer like Derevyanchenko.
He wasn't. Yeah, Derevyanchenko and
3
like
fights in a row, like
But to be fair, I mean, just a counter question to that is, wouldn't that isn't that just a testament to Derevianchenko's durability?
true, tis true, tis true.
yeah, but yeah.
But when you factor the amount of clean punches Jamal landed, he won a 8 rounds out of 12 round fight.
Yeah,
Didn't even get a knockdown.
yeah, yeah. Triple G and Jacobs both at least dropped him. you know.
And Colkay hurt him bad. So
Yeah.
it's and remember Charlo was buzzed in that fight. He was hurt by a body shot.
hmm
But everybody remembers the time when Golovkin was, but like niggas forget Jamal was hurt too.
Yeah, so and that's what makes Derevyanchenko just it was slightly over it. Like he's still a tough guy. Like there's like like he gave some top fighters a run for the money.
Yeah, because
But
he gets overrated off Jamal performance because if
yeah,
Jamal would have stopped him, it would have been to me, I would have gave him more props for that. Like he still got props, but like for the hype he's getting, you would have thought he stopped him.
yeah, exactly. And then people were talking stupid about for Charles. Like, no, that's the wrong Charles you're hyping, bro. Like, like you see that you want Charles to actually fight someone, like like try to pursue some real fights at middleweight, but he's not going to. I don't have any confidence that he's going to. Like, I mean, we waited for 2 years for someone like a Derevyanchenko level type of fighter. Well,
I mean, I think he wants to, but I think I in this situation, I mean, 160 just went to shit. He's a victim of kind of a bit of a victim of circumstances, although he hasn't helped himself.
Well, I don't think it's because Danny Jacobs took himself out of the PBC, 160 and got fights.
But that's not Charlo's fault.
Jamal should have chased him. He no other fight. It looked like he was never going to get any other fight. Look, the Andre fight don't seem like they was going to make that. Now that Golovkin Munguia is that seems to be the fight that people want to see, entertainment wise and shit, and was money wise, Mexican holiday, all of that, yada yada yada, Mexico style, blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
Like Jamal doesn't have no rival. Like he doesn't have nobody. Like Jacobs could be that guy and is the guy, but he's not going for it. Like he needs to be calling him out. Even if he just went up the damn 168 and just knocked him out, came back to 160, like he would do more in that and trying to get a Canelo or Golovkin fight if he did that.
But most likely he'll probably be fighting like Eubank or somebody like that.
And that doesn't do anything, man. Eubank's cool, but like more like he's getting too many damn we know already type fights.
I know. I don't know. It's just like the PBC 160 cupboard is bare as fuck. So that doesn't help his case. But I do agree that he shouldn't help himself, chasing some of these fights.
But see, that's the thing. We gotta keep that energy. Remember, I'm a Golovkin fan. I heard for years, motherfucker, why don't he move up to 168? I'm like, okay, none of these niggas is really popping, but okay.
That never made any sense to me. I said that never made any sense to me, him moving up to 168, because that was bare as fuck. But yeah, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And now you got better names at 168 now than you had before.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them is prime for the beating.
Absolutely.
Do it. And it's like, that should be an easy layup. Like, why y'all gonna let a jobber or a mid-level nigga take that? Like, and honestly, like, who Jacob's gonna fight now? Like,
he's
gonna be the B-side unless it's a Jamal.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think anybody has any interest in seeing Jacobs fight any of these other guys.
Yeah. So Jamal's the best option. Like, I don't know. I'm gonna keep screaming that fight.
As you should.
That's the best option right now for Jamal Charlo. Mm-hmm. If he want to make some noise, because If not, pretty soon Jamel gonna have to move up, and you can't have both these niggas at 160.
No, because they're not
I
gonna
already
fight.
had that at 154, and both got avoided.
And then one thing I want to make sure I read, because I know Joshua, he sent in a final comment about a couple minutes, about 20 minutes ago almost. He said we forgot prospect of the year.
Oh, okay, yeah, I forgot all about. Yeah, this could be
Yeah,
the
we need to
final
do
one.
prospect.
Yeah,
We
like you
could
Charles
got the
probably,
Conwell to
juice.
me.
we could probably, I mean, the thing is too, Orlando would have actually been my actual choice because he made the most noise this year out of every young prospect. You know,
Yeah, Charles Conwell. Yeah,
Yeah, I said Conwell's.
yeah.
yeah, I don't see Conwell as a prospect like that.
I still do consider him on the bubble as a prospect.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, cause look, him and Fondora, if they fall now, they would be made top 10 at junior or middle.
That's also true.
My honorable mention is actually everybody wants to talk about Berlanga, but the prospect that's actually been more impressive to me has been Elvis.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Elvis
Elvis was a star during the bubble series for Top Rank too.
Yeah.
You know, yeah,
That people
dude.
forgot about him, but yeah, he had some good performances, and the boxing skills kind of you see him with the knockouts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he
The
definitely
way he
has it.
sets up shots and shit, yeah.
And I mean, because Rodriguez is trained by Freddie Roach, and Freddie Roach knows how to does work with offensive fighters. So I mean, honestly, I can see him probably Rodriguez making even much bigger noise in 2021. But yeah, Rodriguez is a good one for sure.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, I know there's Brandon Lee, heavy-handed as fuck, on Showbox, and then he made a point, and then Jesus Ramos of PBC, and
Oh yeah. That kid looked quality. Yeah.
then Ammo, Austin Ammo Williams on over in Matchroom.
Yeah.
It would have been Nikita Bobby, but he kind of faltered this year. Like his limitations started showing. Actually, I wouldn't really call him a prospect either. I mean, he's been fighting since 2018. At this point, he just hasn't improved all that much. But yeah, Joshua, I hope you're happy that we actually managed to fit in the prospects for you.
Yeah, good looking out because that's a whole bunch of damn topics.
Yeah, so I think we just went through all the superlatives. That was a long show, long show, people. So yeah, and I think 2020 was an interesting year for boxing. It was definitely one for the books for many different reasons. Like I said, obviously people who've been listening to us, thank you for continue to stick with us. And like I said, as like we promised before, so we just continue to bring you all the hot shit that we can. As always, like 2021, we're on it. Like we'll be the first to tell you if we think a fight is gonna be garbage or not. All types of shit, man. So
Yep.
nothing's changed.
Hey, shout out to all the Podomatic listeners.
Exactly.
Because we actually got more downloads from y'all this in 2020 than in 2019. And in 2019, you had multiple fight of the years. The big names. Was doing it big, and to see 2020 with a pandemic and all this shit going on, and still
Absolutely.
get even more downloads. So
Yeah,
that's what's up.
exactly. And then Anchor too, like people showing love on Anchor all the time. Like say, I didn't think we were so popular, but shit, we are. Except for the children, we don't really have a good child demographic. In fact, it's non-existent. But that's a goal. Like I say Wu Tang, bring gangs for the children. So hopefully we get a child. He listens to us and is like, oh, this boxing shit is cool. I'm gonna explore shit a little further. So, that's at least that's a goal for me for try to strengthen the ringing brand. Gotta get the children. Because after all, boxing knowledge has to be passed down in some fashion, like to a younger generation. So goal there. P, do you have any final thoughts?
Ring Gang is for the children. That's first off. So,
Yeah.
um, you know, thank you for sticking with us. We appreciate our followers and supporters. So keep rocking with us. Dope stuff on the way. You know what I'm saying? Um, appreciate everybody that listened in today. This was a long one. This was a real good one. This was Ring Gang's pop Avengers, basically the Avengers podcast.
Yeah.
This was our end game of Infinity Wars podcast.
Yeah.
But you already know what it is. You know where to follow us on ringgangradio.com. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook. We got new Forgotten Fate article up. Please
Yeah.
check that out.
Ooh.
We got the cartoon episode 3 coming soon. Just be on the lookout. It's coming soon. Other than that, just keep rocking with us.
There you go. Yeah, so for myself, Pat Scorpion and Omega representative.
What about me?
Oh, you have some. Oh, my bad. Yes, LB. Do you have any final thoughts?
Y'all, yeah. Thanks for y'all, rocking with us for the 2018, 2019, 2020, 21. So got that new training Tuesday up. Y'all check that up. Put that on the site soon. So it's gonna look like training Wednesdays, nigga. But you know what to do.
Hey.
But other than that, man, y'all just keep following us. Get more flag content. Shout outs to the rest of the squad. Clanarchy. Sample Genius project coming soon. He got a project with Caper coming in February. I think the 21st. So be on the lookout for that. DZ Prolific Genius, PJ the Fight Architect, Rome, Top 5 album coming soon. So y'all know what it do, man. Y'all just gotta rock with us and just stay tuned. Just more shit coming. Bars and Boxing definitely coming back 2021.
Yes, sir. Oh man. So yeah,
Pat done worked himself up to a solo deal now. I gotta come back. all them dope. I done seen this nigga grow with the prediction videos. Like
salute.
this nigga legit nice. Like, hold on.
Yeah, I got
Flow on point. Like, hold on. Like, I feel like this nigga unlocked the trophy. Now I gotta come back. Like,
yeah, I got 2 more cooking. I got for some of the fights that are happening later this month. So like I said, nothing's changed. Just continue. And then who knows? There may be some more evolution. Into how I do those. God willing, because all this is all about evolution. Things always change. Like what you probably heard in 2020 is not the same like you probably heard in 2019, or what you heard in 2019 it wasn't the same in 2018. So all we can do is nothing but evolve, and I definitely plan on trying to evolve more with that for sure. So yeah, it was like I said, 2020 was a good year. Not at least for us. It was a good year. It was decent year for boxing and everything like that. So let's continue to be great in 2021, both us and boxing. So for myself, Pat Scorpion, the New England representative, for LB Shuttleworth, the God, the GOAT artist, for King P, Bodega P, this has been another episode of Real Talk, where as always, if shit's real, we talk about it. So until next time, peace.